that game. His catch glove was terrific. He took a lot of pucks off the chest and held on to them. And when you can prevent a lot of rebounds from falling into the crease, it decreases the amount of hacking and whacking that your defensemen have to take in terms of clearing the crease and protecting the front of the net. You add up, or let's say, forget the adding up, let's take away 5 or 6 extra hits that a defenseman has to take during the course of a game because the goalie covers a rebound. Think about that over the course of 80 games. It keeps your defense core pretty fresh. And that was a really good sign, I thought, from Garand. He was composed. He was out on top of his crease. He played that game yesterday like he was playing men's league hockey somewhere in Greater Toronto. It's nice and simple and composed. I really like the way he played.
All right, let's see what the goalies matchup has in store for tonight. It's brought to you by the Macallan Double Cask 12-year-old Single Malt Scotch.
James Reimer is going to start for the Ottawa Senators. When I was with the Toronto Maple Leafs, he was our goalie back then. So I'm going to tell you a funny story. The Maple Leafs that year is 2013. We're down 3-1 to Boston. We come back at the series tied, go to Game 7 in Boston, and Reimer's playing great. And we're up 4-1 against the Bruins, middle of the third period. And my father, the lifelong Ranger fan, calls me and he says, "Hey, you guys are going to play the Rangers next. I want tickets." And I'm like, you realize the game's not over yet. You probably just put the big whammy on this thing. Reimer then went on to give up 4 straight. And we lost to the Bruins 4-3 with that game going overtime. So every time I think of James Reimer, unfortunately, I think of that episode. But he has created a really nice career in the NHL, and he has revitalized it here as a late signing with Ottawa. Igor Shesterkin will start for the Rangers. He's played in 9 of the last 13. He's won 5 of them. There's not much more you could say about Igor other than the fact that every game he plays, you know you should be in it to win it right down to the end.
Game ain't over till it's over, and Toronto fans certainly have been reminded of that way too often, going all the way back to 1967. The goalie matchup
it's nice to be part of that tradition.
Macallan Double Cask 12-year-old Single Malt Scotch whiskey. Perfect balance of American and European sherry seasoned oak casks. 2 worlds, 1 Macallan, imported by Edrington Americas. Please enjoy responsibly. How about some keys for this one tonight, Dave?
All right, number 1 is for the Rangers. Honor the achievement. Zibanejad, 1,000th game. Play like it means something. Play like it matters. Get him a win. It's always nice to get to 1,000. It's always nice to add a win to a big milestone. Number 2, you got to beware of Brady Tkachuk. And my advice to the Rangers is let him sleep and don't poke the bear. If he wants to play hot and bothered, well, that's one thing, but if he's not and he doesn't come to play from step 1, don't do anything to wake him up. Now, remember, he had to fight 1 second into the Islander game against Anders Lee because he didn't like his game the night before. With Ottawa fighting for a playoff spot, he should be alive and noticeable, but don't do anything else to egg him on. And number 3, you got to get to Reimer. Reimer's a goaltender that laterally can be a little bit shaky, so if you can get the puck across the Royal Road and get to the back door on him, you got a pretty good chance of beating him.
Dave, great stuff. We talked about it. Big milestone night. You're going to have a pregame ceremony. Ottawa fighting for a playoff spot. You had all that up. You tell me what time it is.
Well, it's time for me to start getting ready for another 1,000 games, and it's also time to get 2 points.
You know it is, my friend. Have a great call. Be listening to you and Alex as always. That is going to do us for us on the New York Rangers pregame show. I will talk to you again coming up in the first intermission. But coming up next, though, we send it right back to Madison Square Garden. Alex Faust, Dave Starman, they've got the call. Little Monday Night Hockey. Mika Zibanejad playing in his 1,000th game as the Rangers play host to the Ottawa Senators. And New York Rangers hockey on ESPN New York and the MSG Radio Network continues right after this timeout. Enjoy the game, everybody.
This has been New York Rangers game night. Rangers hockey is coming right up on the MSG Radio Network.
Experience the sophisticated taste of the best single malt whiskey in the world, the Macallan, founded in 1824. The Macallan is renowned worldwide for its extraordinary single malt whiskeys. Their outstanding quality and distinctive character reveal the uncompromised excellence they pursue. Whether your taste is sherry oak or double cask, the Macallan single malt whiskey is for you. Pick up the Macallan today at your nearest liquor store. The Macallan, the single malt whiskey against which all others must be judged. Crafted without compromise. Please savor the Macallan responsibly.
Peerless Boilers, the world's best-built boilers, are here to help with your heat and water heating needs. Hockey season is the perfect time to replace that beast in your basement, that old, inefficient boiler, with a highly efficient Peerless Boiler. It's a perfect match for homes, apartments, commercial buildings, you name it. Get all the heat you need efficiently and save on your energy bill all year long. Learn more about the entire Peerless Boiler family of products and to find a local installer near you. Just visit PeerlessBoilers.com and remember, Peerless Boilers, the world's best built boilers.
Looking for the perfect wedding band or ready to add something new to your collection? London Jewelers' annual wedding band event is happening March 26th through 29th. For 4 days only, receive 20% off all wedding bands, including the beautifully crafted 2 by London collection. Schedule your appointment at londonjewelers.com and visit us in Americana, Manhasset, Wheatley Plaza, Glen Cove, East Hampton, Southampton, or the mall at Short Hills. London Jewelers wedding band event March 26th through 29th. Brand exclusions may apply. London Jewelers, celebrating 100 years of love.
There's a lot of reasons why people buy at Ramsey Mazda. It's their selection, it's their customer service, and it's their savings. Lease a new 2026 Mazda CX-30 2.5S preferred all-wheel drive for just $219 for 36 months. Start shopping now at RamseyMazda.com. Choose wisely. Choose Ramsey Mazda. Call 833-853-2970 for details. VIN TM108368. MSRP $31,435. Zero security deposit. Ends 3/31/26.
New York Rangers hockey.
Miller on the reload. Deeks to the outside on Draisaitl on his backhand. Darts to the forehand. Scores! The captain delivers in overtime.
This is New York Rangers hockey.
Robertson drives to the net. Scores! Matthew Robertson buries it and wins the game in overtime.
This is New York Rangers hockey.
Centering pass to Morris. Oh, a big glove save by Shesterkin. Rewind that one and hang on to it.
This is New York Rangers hockey. New York Rangers hockey starts right now. Now, here's Dave Starman. And with the play-by-play, here's Alex Faust.
From Madison Square Garden in Midtown Manhattan, this is New York Rangers hockey. Tonight, the Rangers host the Ottawa Senators in the only game on the NHL slate, and it's a special one as Mika Zibanejad plays in game number 1,000 in his NHL career. Hi, everybody. Alex Faust, Dave Starman here with you. Fittingly for Mika, it comes against the team that he started his NHL career with, the Ottawa Senators, a former 6th overall pick from the Sens in 2011. He will become one of a handful of players in the grand scheme of things in NHL history, only the 418th in the more than century-long history of this league to reach the 1,000 game mark. I've heard from so many people, Dave, about what this means to players at various stages in their careers, and whether you're a fourth-line grinder or a top-line winger or a star centerman, it doesn't matter. This is one of the most egalitarian honors you can have in this league, and Mika Zibanejad earns his silver stick here tonight.
There's no question. I remember when I worked for the Canadiens, Scott Bellamy was my boss, and I asked him about that 1,000th game, and he said most guys, when they play in the NHL, you play your first few games, and all you want to do is stick. And all you want to do is get to next year. And all you want to do is establish yourself as an NHL player. And then all of a sudden, you start to realize you've been around a while, and that 1,000 just sort of sits there waiting for you. And the way Mika Zibanejad has played the game as a 200-foot player, as a quiet, consummate pro, it's a remarkable career. Hopefully he plays another 500 at least. And it's just been a joy to watch game in and game out.
It's also an honor being from Sweden, because there are not that many who have done this in NHL history. Only the 21st Swede in NHL history with 1,000 games played. There's actually another one who's on the cusp of doing it with Adam Larsson, who's slated to do it tomorrow with the Seattle Kraken. 719th game for Mika in a Rangers sweater. That ties Andy Bathgate for 14th most in franchise history. You go back to when he was acquired, July of 2016, from the Ottawa Senators for a 7th-round pick and Derek Brassard. Dave, this is one of the most impactful trades, one of the most successful transactions in Rangers franchise history.
There's no question. That's a great point. When you think about some of the big names that have come across in trades, Zibanejad, this one will go down somewhere probably in the top 5. And you bring up a great point. One of only 21 Swedes had 1,000 games. Remember, when the Swedes first started coming over in the 1970s, they were scorned. The NHL didn't want them. They thought they were soft. When Borje Salming came over and played for the Maple Leafs, he had a target on his back everywhere he went, especially in Philadelphia and in Boston, where they had the big bruising teams, and he just got his tail whacked every game. So the amount of Swedes that have come over and played that have made an impact on the game have been unbelievable. And you're right, Zibanejad has been not only good for the game, he has been terrific for this franchise.
Mika admitted yesterday that there were some nerves in the game because, you want to be able to make it to 1,000. He invited friends and family to New York City, and they will be in attendance here today. A long list of friends and family in town. Of course, his wife, Irma, his 2-year-old daughter, Ella, will be with him. They were with him at the Olympics, and he said that was one of the great experiences in his career, as well as he got to bring them over to Milan. They didn't go to a lot of Olympic events when they were over there, but what they really enjoyed was the Milan-Juventus Serie A game that they all got to go to. He's a big soccer fan, remember. He played FIFA for a long time with Chris Kreider, his longtime buddy here with the Rangers, and so he's been able to bring friends and family over here to New York City to share in this event here today as he plays in his 1,000th NHL game. Before we get to that ceremony, a word about the game here today, because much like yesterday, circumstances somewhat similar. The Ottawa Senators are in town, and the Sens enter today 4 points out of a playoff spot. It's been a roller coaster season for them, but they're looking for their 8th win in a 10-game span. They were as many as 10 points out at the end of January, but they have the 3rd best record in the NHL since the Olympic break coming in. What's your take on the Sens right now, Dave?
Well, they have fixed their goaltending problem, because that was a big problem early on in the season. Remember, we had the big controversy with Ullmark out and the rumors that was swirling around. And when their general manager, Steve Staios, went and stood up for his players publicly, and when Brady Tkachuk stood up for his team publicly, to me, that changed the Ottawa season, because all of a sudden, management, captain, everybody on the same page. This is not who we are. How we're getting portrayed. This is ridiculous. So they went out and they straightened out the record. Then Ullmark comes back with a couple of small deals, and they have been rolling ever since. Since early January, they're 18-3-2. They have made an amazing run. Well managed, well coached, and they are playing great.
Now the problem is, in the rest of the Eastern Conference, all the other teams around them have been winning. Boston 7-3-3, the Islanders 8-5-0, Montreal 6-4-2 since the Olympic break. And the way things break down in the Eastern Conference standings right now, so the Senators, as mentioned, are 4 points out of a playoff spot. This is the only game in the NHL here tonight. They have 2 games in hand on the Islanders. That's the last team in the wild card. What a huge win for the Islanders yesterday against the Columbus Blue Jackets. They're on 85 points. The Boston Bruins are on 86 points. The Senators only have 1 game in hand on them. So a massive one for Ottawa here tonight. But amid their playoff chase, you have the pomp and circumstance of this 1,000 game celebration. The Rangers, it's not often that they get to hand out a silver stick. You were telling me, I think it was the last one was Rick Nash, right? The last Ranger to play in a 1,000th career game while wearing a Ranger sweater, right?
Yep, and I was talking to Dave Maloney a little while ago, TV analyst, and I asked him, I said, did you play in any games where somebody played their 1,000th game? He said, I think so. So he looked him up, made sure. Rod Gilbert, Phil Esposito. Talk about playing in the lineup with two icons both playing their 1,000th game with the Rangers.
It's pretty good company. It's just digging in to see Swedish players because, as you mentioned, in the last 40 years or so, we've seen the wave of Swedish players come into the NHL. The last Swedish-born player to play in his 1,000th game with the New York Rangers was Ulf Samuelsson towards the end of his career. Mika gets announced as part of the starting lineups here today. Igor Shesterkin will be in net. He will oppose James Reimer. A big celebration here at Madison Square Garden, fittingly in Mika March, where he always seems to have a surge in production this month. He gets to celebrate career game number 1,000.
His parents, his mom Ritva and dad Merdad, and his wife Irma, along with their daughter Ella. At this time, we ask that you please direct your attention to Garden Vision for a special tribute to Mika Zibanejad.
It's a power play goal!
Reaching 1,000 games is no ordinary accomplishment. It's the result of playing 15 seasons in the NHL, competing day in and day out at the highest level. A milestone like this doesn't come easy. It's a result of your determination, commitment, and the fearless pursuit of your dreams. Mika, I will never forget the smile you had on your face in high school when you first told me you might get picked in the NHL draft.
It's definitely a dream come true.
From your NHL debut to breaking and setting franchise records, you have found success everywhere you've been, but it's been so much more than that. I've seen you be a great teammate and form lifelong friendships. Become a leader and a mentor to the next generation. And build a family as a husband and a father.
I love you, Daddy. I love you.
1,000 games is a testament to who you are. It's a celebration of all that you have accomplished and everything that's still to come. Congratulations.
Mika, thank you for providing us with so many magical moments throughout your 15 seasons in the NHL. And now to present gifts in your honor of your special milestone, please welcome Rangers alternate captains Adam Fox and Vincent Trocheck and Rangers captain J.T. Miller. On behalf of the New York Rangers organization, a custom engraved silver hockey stick and a Tiffany crystal to commemorate your 1,000th game. Also, a mini engraved stick for your daughter Ella to celebrate her father's milestone. In addition, your fellow teammates in the Rangers organization have arranged a getaway to Greece for you and your family to celebrate your great accomplishment. On behalf of the New York Rangers, the Ottawa Senators, and hockey fans everywhere, Mika, we congratulate you on your historic achievement.
Well, what a video. I've got goosebumps listening to his wife, Irma, narrate that video, describing exactly who this man is, from this quiet, precocious teenager to a leader of men in this dressing room during a period of transition where he is asked to be a mentor for so many young players. He's one of the most introspective, cerebral players you'll meet, and I know he's quite bashful about this accomplishment, especially seeing his teammates walk in wearing wigs and those t-shirts today, kind of poking fun of them, giving the business for this milestone game. But I know he's going to enjoy it, and I know his wife Irma basically said, because she's worked in professional sports as well, take a step back today and enjoy the moment.
Stay over your skates, and sometimes the best thing you can do is stay in the moment. I will tell you, one thing I will always remember, working the 2012 World Junior Tournament, Sweden was on the other side of the tournament from where the United States was, but I can't tell you how many people said to me, I know we don't play the Swedes, you've got to watch this Zibanejad kid play, he is something special, and he wound up scoring the World Junior Championship winning goal for the Swedes that year. He was just awesome.
Mika Zibanejad plays in game number 1,000 here tonight at Madison Square Garden, honored with a silver stick. And we continue tonight's opening ceremonies.
Anthems. Tonight's colors are presented by the United States Park Police and the Canadian Armed Forces. And here to perform "O Canada" and the Star-Spangled Banner, please welcome from the cast of the record-breaking award-winning smash hit musical Just in Time, Matthew Magnuson.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us command, with glowing hearts heart, we see thee rise, the true north, strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God, keep our land glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Matthew Magnuson.
All right, we're moments away from puck drop here at the world's most famous arena. Alex Faust, Dave Starman here with you. The Rangers taking on the Ottawa Senators, the third and final meeting between these Eastern Conference foes. The Rangers were victorious on December 4th, a 4-2 win. Rangers at the time had a 15-12-2 record, tied for the high watermark of the season, 3 games over 500, and then part of the malaise they had in January, an 8-4 loss to the Ottawa Senators. They fell behind 6-0 in that game midway through the second, part of the stretch where the Rangers lost 16 of 19 out of the Christmas break. But that's in the rearview mirror. The Rangers, in a year that's been difficult, have something to celebrate here tonight with Mika Zibanejad, one of their leaders, one of their stars, playing in game number 1,000 in his NHL career. When it's game time, it's Tully time. Opening puck drop brought to you by Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, the original triple distilled, triple blended, and triple cask matured Irish whiskey. Be sure to grab a Tullamore Dew or try the all-new Tullamore Dew Honey during today's action. Rangers skate from right to left in this opening period. Zibanejad wins the opening face-off, and we're underway as the Rangers dump it in for the Ottawa zone, 2 hour left. Swung around the boards, and Vlad Gavrikov will rotate the puck back to the far corner. And Gabe Perreault is on it. Try to kick it along for Alexis Lafreniere. Senators will chip this ahead off the near boards. And Dylan Cousins to dump it in for Brady Tkachuk, the Ottawa captain, as he handles the puck behind the net and hands it off to Ridley Gregg, walking out from the corner, swiveling a pass to Cousins as he's marked by Adam Fox, tries to turn the corner on him. Cousins hands off the puck to Tkachuk behind the net. Tkachuk hard around to Jordan Spence, manning the blue line. DDD pass, Tyler Clevin, long-range shot is fought off by Igor Shesterkin. Puck hops in the air to the far corner. Off the bench, Claude Giroux hands it off, right circle, Spence shooting against the grain, looking for a stick on the back door, none there. Spence from the near half wall plays it around the board. Tim Stutzla off the bench as Ottawa completes a change in the attacking zone. Long opening shift for the Rangers. Stutzla, centering pass cut off by Zibanejad and clear.
Ottawa with a good possession first shift. They didn't get much out of it. but they hemmed the Rangers in and hemmed the Rangers' top line and made them defend, and that's certainly part of playing good team defense, making the other team's top line playing its own end.
I told you about the Senators' record since the Olympic break. They've been doing that with a couple of top defensemen out injured, namely Jake Sanderson, who's been injured, been out since last couple of weeks, a collision against Seattle, but he is getting close to his return, we've heard. Banked up the far boards, Michael Amadio with the keep-in for Ottawa, chips it to the middle, and it's deflected by the active stick of Ty Cartier back to center.
Jake Sanderson is not a guy who, if he can't play, won't. He must be legitimately banged up, because this is a guy that can, I think, probably play 50 minutes of a 60-minute game. He's in unbelievable shape.
Yeah, he averages about 25 minutes per game. But he, Nick Jensen, and now Dennis Gilbert, who was just injured over the weekend, unavailable for the Senators. Rangers try to dump it ahead. Cut off in the neutral zone by Nick Cousins. Forced back to center. And a hard shoot in by Artem Zub around the boards. The Rangers handle, and the Senators back off as they go through their line rotations. Puck advanced to the red line. No further as the Senators intercept, and it's dumped in by Lars Eller off the near boards. Given chase is Will Borgen. Battle along the backboards. Fabian Zetterlund able to twist away from Juuso Parssinen, who returns to the lineup here tonight, and the Rangers will take it away and carry it out. Yaroslav Himelash to dump it in on left wing. And Thomas Chabot is on it in the near corner. He'll send it around the boards and out. Rangers again try to advance it up the middle. An active stick from the Senators with a takeaway. Here's Tkachuk over the boards. His pass along the blue line hops over a stick back to center.
Good job of the Rangers on that last rush. Himelash came out of the zone, crisscrossed to create some space, drew Ottawa's coverage over to one side of the ice, and almost had an opportunity. As has been the case lately, as Spence shoots from the right point well wide of the target. The Rangers have been stuck in their own zone a lot to begin a game. We've played 3.5 minutes, and the Senators have controlled puck possession. Bounced into the far corner, intercepted by Fox, and now the Rangers will break out. Touch pass from Perreault, on for Zibanejad, now to Lafreniere, up the left wing. Lafreniere checked off the puck by Zub as he dumps it in. Played around the boards by the Sens, and Tkachuk chips it off a glove at the Senators bench, and we get a whistle. You and I were talking about Jake Sanderson a moment ago. There was I think I might have told you the story, but I did a game in the NCAA tournament once, went 5 overtimes, North Dakota and Minnesota Duluth in a regional final. Jake Sanderson played about 70 minutes of that game, and it's funny because I asked his coach, Brad Berry, once, I said, would you have done anything different in that game? He said, I should have moved Sanderson up because he looked fresher as the game went on. 70 minutes later.
That's wild.
He was flying.
Rangers win a face-off, and a shot from the right wing by Braden Schneider. Hops off of a Ranger and wide of the net. Bounces back to the blue line where it cannot be held by Matthew Robertson. So the Senators will start once again. Here's Shane Pinto, pass up the left wing, and Cousins with a cross-corner dump in. Gloved by Robertson in the middle of the ice. Bank pass picked off by Cousins and tossed into the far corner. Braden Schneider having to deal with a forechecking Michael Amadio. Senators get the steal. Artem Zub steps up from the blue line. Pad saved by Shesterkin off the slap shot, and he covers the rebound with traffic in front.
And who else will be in front of the net but Pinto goes hard to the hard areas like he always does. New York native, Long Island kid. Another one of those guys that played in that long overtime game that we just talked about. And he gets himself in front of the net. And one thing that you and I have discussed about Shesterkin all year long is his really good ability to be up and on top of the screen. That shot came in and fluttered, but because Shesterkin was so close to the point of contact on the tip, the puck literally found him and died right in his goal pads.
Senators control the faceoff. Clevin, left point shot off the blocker of Shesterkin to the far corner, and the Rangers will break it out. It's Adam Fox on a 3-on-2 down the middle. Pass left wing, Cooley, wrist shot blocked. Banked off the near boards by Spence. And Stützle swings it out of the zone ahead to Claude Giroux. In over the line, sneaks a pass out in front. Batherson tried to deke to the backhand. Taylor Radish caught him on the back check. Penalty coming up. I think it's on Radish and a stick foul.
It's going to be Radish, I believe, for hooking as he put the stick blade right in the hands at the last second. What a pass by Giroux.
5 minutes into the game, Rangers touch up on the delayed penalty, and it will be a hook against Radish. The game's first power play belongs to the Senators, and here's a word from Carter Sandler.
Number 14, minor hooking.
Ottawa came out of their own zone really well. Good transition. And Giroux, I talked about it a little bit on the TV pregame. We talked about his patience and his details, and that was a great example of it for Giroux. He came down the right side, gained the line, grabbed it with speed, went wide, opened up the middle a little bit for Matheson to come down the middle, and then he hit him with a beautiful pass as he outweighted the coverage.
So the Senators to the power play. 1 for 4 Saturday in a victory over the Toronto Maple Leafs. Near dot face-off to the left of Shesterkin. Rangers win it and hammer it around the boards and out. They stop behind the Senators' net by James Reimer. It's the only puck he's had to handle so far today. Rangers have been stuck in their own zone to begin this game. Here's Batherson feathering a pass across. Jumps a stick. Tkachuk plays it. Sidesteps his man. Feeds Cousins in the right circle. Up top Chabot. Across for Tim Stützle. Walking in. Left circle. Tried to pull and drag. Ran into Braden Schneider, who held his ground. Puck comes free and the Rangers hoist it out.
Cousins has a career high 12 power play goals this year. He has been a monster, but the unit is suffering a little bit. Without Jake Sanderson in the lineup, they have offered on the power play 5 of their last 8 games.
Only 3 in total in their last 9 as Tkachuk hands it off to Cousins, right circle. Cousins stick handling, surveying, passing off a stick, gloved by Shesterkin. Cousins going for a little flyby around the Rangers' net, but does not make contact with Shesterkin. And we have a face-off. 14:06 left in the first period. Scoreless game, the Rangers and the Senators, the Sens on the power play.
Well, since you and I just painted the Debbie Downer picture of the Senators power play, let's give them a little credit. They are 51 for 223 in the course of the season. That is the 4th most power play goals in the league, the 4th most opportunities in the league, and they've had the 5th most power play minutes at 309. This team with their speed draws a ton of penalties.
And let's make no mistake, this Senators team can score in bunches as the Rangers win the draw and clear all the way down. And that's part of the reason why they've stayed afloat, even with goaltending that has been downright awful at times. The worst save percentage in the NHL over the course of the season. Though, as Travis Green told me earlier today, finally they're starting to get saves. Left side, it's Pinto. Outside the hashes, hands it off on a cycle for Fabian Zetterlund. Up to the line, spins across Giroux. Right side, centering. Pinto scores on a one-timer in between the circles. A power play goal for the Senators, and they have a 1-0 lead 6.5 minutes into the first period.
This is a brilliant shot by Pinto. This is just so perfect. He puts himself just above the hash marks inside the right wing faceoff circlets, and that was part 1. He got into a nice soft area. Part 2 is most of the time a shot comes to you on a one-timer, it's going in the air. It's like a baseball. You're swinging at it, so there's going to be some natural lift to it. But Pinto took it off the back foot, half followed through, and he kept it on the ice. Shesterkin thought that was coming up top, and he looked stunned as anybody that stayed along the ice, and it beat him right through the 5-hole. Brilliant shot by Pinto.
Senators convert on the power play. Their 5th shot of this opening period. Rangers do not have one as of yet. As the Senators dump the puck out of their zone, Rangers swat it back to the Sens line. And now it's Nick Cousins to send it in, avoiding the check from Kamelash as he gets the puck deep. Rangers rim it around it out. And it's Montempallo on the puck. Back in the Senators' zone, being hounded by Kamelash around the near boards. Forced a hurried pass from Montempallo, though icing is waved off after it jumped the stick.
Shane Pinto, one of a number of really good Long Island-born players playing the NHL.
There's an intercept. Warren Fogle near circle, puts it right on. Off the pad of Shesterkin. Rangers get to the puck, unable to clear, held in by Chabot, center point. Flips it to the right wing corner. Eller boxes out Connor Mackey. The Rangers chip this puck up the near boards. Again not out. Held by Zub as he dumps it into the corner. Zetterlund walks out from the goal line. Back to Zub at the blue line as he tosses it down low. Eller absorbs the contact from Matthew Robertson. Now the puck comes free for Mackey to scale up the far glass. Back to the red line. Senators making a change. And Chabot now picks up steam through the neutral zone. Tried to sidestep the oncoming Cartier. Turns it over. It's JT Miller hitting the outside of the post. Trying to go top corner. Blocker's side on Reimer. And now Cousins to carry it out for Ottawa. Dylan Cousins gets the puck deep. Shesterkin swats it away all the way out of the zone.
Another good play by Miller, whose game I liked the other night. This time he comes down as a left shot, left wing side, goes for the short side. That's the side of the net where the puck, the eyes of the puck sees. Just missed.
Sherry moved this one around the boards, and here is Miller shielding the puck from Tyler Klevin. Angles it to the point. D-to-D pass, Fox to Gavrikov, left side. Wrist shot hits the stick, catches the tall glass, stays in play. Klevin to handle far half wall. Swings a long pass out to Jordan Spence on a 2-on-1 with Tkachuk. Spence hits the post. Went short side on Shesterkin, beat him up top, but drew iron.
Same idea. Come down your side, come down on your wing. Short side is what the puck sees. Aim for it. Both guys didn't miss by much.
Bumped in by Trocheck the other way. Neither of those posts counts as a shot on goal. Stützle to carry it in with speed. Drop pass left wing. Giroux tried to flip it to the middle. Blocked down by a Rangers stick. Sins get it back. Montempallo right circle. Wrist shot right on. Fought off by Shesterkin. And the loose puck collected by Cooley. Poke checked by Batherson. He'll get a pass out of the corner. Feed it across. Active stick. Denying an opportunity for Stützle in the near circle. Loose puck. Batherson is on it. Sins skating laps around the Rangers right now. Batherson far half wall. Batherson drags it to the far corner. Rangers tired out there. Batherson rubs off the check from Schneider. Feeds it to the point. Montempallo across. Lassie Thompson, a shot redirects wide. Thompson playing in his first NHL game since 2022. Thompson filling in on the blue line with all the injuries to the Senators right now. Rolls it to the near corner as we near the midway point of the first period. 1-0 Ottawa. Thompson hands it off. Batherson a pass into traffic. Finally, the Rangers cut it off and can skate it out after a lengthy shift in the defensive zone.
They got pinned in. Ottawa moved it around. Rangers were pretty good at keeping Ottawa to the outside and long-distance shots, but still Ottawa really controlling the pace here.
Shots 9-0 Senators, 1-0 the score. Circling the net is Zetterlund, and he's poked off the puck. Allowing the Rangers to exit. Borgen leading the rush. He'll shoot this one in off a Senators stick. Dribbles to the near corner. Parsonen on the forecheck. But the Rangers unable to establish the zone. Second effort by Himelash along the far boards. Bottles up Fogle, denying him the exit. Now Shabbat having the double back. Handing it off for Zub, and around it goes and out for Zetterlund at the red line. He's offside with Fogle way on the opposite side of the ice. A step in front of the puck. We have a whistle with 9:21 remaining in the first period. The Rangers trailing the Ottawa Senators 1-0. You're listening to New York Rangers hockey on ESPN New York and the MSG Radio Network.
WrestleMania is coming, and SiriusXM Pro Wrestling Nation 24/7 is getting you ready for the Squared Circle's biggest event.
There's nothing bigger than WrestleMania.
Hear in-depth breakdowns of the matches.
Roman Reigns versus CM Punk is going to bring the house down.
Join the daily conversation.
The biggest fan favorites are all over this card.
The road to WrestleMania 42 is on Pro Wrestling Nation 24/7, channel 156, and the SiriusXM app. Historic hockey moments on SiriusXM NHL Network Radio.
Ladies and gentlemen, your NHL 100.
Is the greatest player to ever play sitting at the podium right now?
We talk about this all the time. That's what makes sports great, and that's what makes hockey wonderful. I think we're all in pretty much agreement that Gordy was pretty special.
The hockey history continues. Never miss a moment on SiriusXM NHL Network Radio. NHL Morning Skate.
What's the big difference been for the New York Islanders this season?
Matthew Schaefer. Here's Schaefer now passes Phil Housley for the most goals scored by an 18-year-old defenseman. The only other comparable I have right now, and I'm not saying he's going to have the Bobby Orr career, but it's got a great future ahead of him, is Bobby Orr to Matthew Schaefer.
NHL Morning Skate. Weekdays at 7 a.m. Eastern with Gord Stellick and Scott Laughlin. NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91, and the SiriusXM app.
2-on-1.
It's coming down to the wire.
Out and across the lightning line, right circle Theodore. Theodore is checked by Hagel. 2-on-1 the other way.
Where every point can make or break a team's dream.
For Kucherov. Score! Kucherov!
The push to the playoffs.
The push to the playoffs.
Jason McKinney's got some room. He scores!
Only one team can bring home the cup.
The Florida Panthers are back-to-back Stanley Cup champions.
SiriusXM NHL Network Radio.
SiriusXM 91.
I'm not mistaken, that was only the third whistle of the period, right?
Yeah, it's been a fast-moving one.
Right, it was the penalty,
sure.
the goal, I think in that one.
Dumped in by the Senators here, and around it goes. You kept count correctly. over there with the whistles here. And for Ottawa, I mean, this is their game. They play at a fast pace, and they are showing it right now. Again, they are 4 points out of a playoff spot entering today, the Senators, at 36-24-9. Dumped in around the boards by Pinto, and then he'll send it to the far side, chipped out by Lafreniere all the way down. He'll take the icing.
So one of the biggest differences that I've noticed between watching the NCAA and watching the NHL, and granted the rink sizes are a little wider in certain NHL and certain NCAA rinks, but there's much more play off the walls at the collegiate level and much more play on the walls at the NHL level. I think the speed of the game and the size of the players has a lot to do with it, and the rim and release is a real popular move to get out of pressure. But it's amazing how much more time the puck spends on the kick plate at the NHL level.
As I've heard over and over, changing the point of attack is such a huge thing in the NHL. Setting up plays. Here's a pass across, and another post is hit. Clevin on a slap shot from the left side, beating Shesterkin, high blocker, but staying out.
What a cannon that was.
Rangers get to a loose puck in the far corner. Lafreniere checked by Tkachuk, gives up the puck. Spence walks in with a wrist shot, trapped into the pads of Shesterkin, and the Rangers facing a firing gallery from the Ottawa Senators. Shesterkin, though, holding his ground. 11 shots for the Sens. The Rangers still looking for their first in a 1-0 game here at Madison Square Garden. New York Rangers hockey on ESPN New York, and the MSG Radio Network continues after this timeout.
Spring showers bring epic off-road adventures. So bring on the mud and bring on the spring at the Honda Spring Event. Honda vehicles are built for exploring. With the rugged Honda Pilot, Ridgeline, CR-V, and Passport, the road might stop, but you're not done. All from the 2025 Kelley Blue Book Best Value brand.
Contact your local Honda dealer for a great deal today.
Based on 2025 Consumer Choice Awards from Kelley Blue Book. Visit kbb.com for more information.
Hey everyone, Adnan and Verk here to talk about our great podcast, NHL Unscripted with Verk and Demers.
Jason Demers here. After playing 700 NHL games, it turns out I have an opinion or two. Whoever's saying trade one of them, you don't know anything about hockey. I'm on the bandwagon. I'm rooting for this team. With new guests every week, we will talk about hockey and more.
Can't wait till you watch the movie because it's the biggest award of her career.
He went into the cheetah exhibit. The cheetah took a piece out of him, and he came into the ring the next day.
Tune in to NHL Unscripted with Verk and Demers, the iHeartRadio app, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Want to earn extra income for your business? Amazon Hub Delivery is looking for ambitious business owners to assist with local deliveries. When you become a partner, you and your staff will deliver packages to customers in your area on a schedule that works for you. With each package delivered, you'll gain extra income and exposure for your business. Plus, Amazon Hub Delivery makes it easy to get started. There's no upfront costs, delivery experience, or long-term contracts required. Sign up to learn more at amazon.com/hub delivery. That's amazon.com/HUB delivery.
Hockey season's the perfect time to replace your old boiler with a new Peerless boiler. Don't wait until you have no heat. Go to peerlessboilers.com for a dealer near you. Peerless Boilers, the world's best built boilers. Face off to the left of Igor Shesterkin near dot. JT Miller against Claude Giroux. Two vets in this league, two really, really good face-off takers. Miller is kicked out of this one, and now Giroux is kicked out of this one right on cue.
I was going to say, they're the two biggest cheaters in the league. I mean, and they cheat incredibly well. I mean, like, it's good cheating. They push the envelope a little bit. Feet are never in the hash marks. The sticks are never in the right place. I mean, and they both win a ton of draws.
If that wasn't the broadcaster's curse, I don't know what is. Here's Robertson for the Rangers to shoot this one in. Down the left side, deflected in by Cartier. And it's handled by Clevin. He'll pitchfork it out to center ice. Stützle on a self-pass, chips, charges, drops it off, and he had Batherson there, but he shot it wide of the target. Senators will have to retrieve in the neutral zone. They'll dump it in.
Good retrieval by Clevin, just at the line. Turned back inside the line and was able to put a puck in that allowed Ottawa a good change and a good forecheck.
Shot in by Braden Schneider. Around the boards, Rangers unable to pick up possession, and it's knocked back to neutral ice by Ottawa. They'll dump it in once again. Shesterkin to cut it off behind his net. And Will Borgen, outlet pass up the right wing for Cooley. He'll deflect it deep. Reimer out of his net to fire it around the boards. Hits a stick. And Trocheck unable to keep it alive along the far boards. Matteo to take it in. dump the puck deep, absorb a hit from Connor Mackey. Senators go after it on their forecheck. Rangers are on the puck. Trocheck hands it off to Mackey in the near corner. He's trying to dart away from Nick Cousins, does a full spin, feeds it up ahead for Cooley. He'll deflect it deep, and it will reach for an icing. The Rangers unable to change.
Usually Tyler Clevin and Jake Sanderson will play a lot together like they did in school, like they did at the National Team Development Program. They roomed together at the University of North Dakota. Their head coach told me a great story. So they both show up 6:30 every morning at the rink for breakfast. He goes, Sanderson looked like he was going to a wedding. He was always perfectly put together. He goes, Clevin showed up like an unmade bed. He goes, because he walked in, a shirt hanging out, hat on backwards, hair all over the place. But when they both hit the ice, it was absolute game time. He said they were pros before they were pros.
Face off to the right of Shesterkin, far dot. 6:38 remaining in the first period. Rangers trail the Senators 1-0. They win the draw. High lift back to the red line by Borgen. It's carried right back in by Chabot. Walks him with a wrist shot. Blocker save by Shesterkin. Kamelash is on the puck, and he'll hand it off to Parsonen to shuffle ahead on his backhand. Artem Zub first on it for Ottawa. Coughs it up as he overskated it. Kamelash turns and fires as he walked around the net. Missed the target. Loose puck, Fox. Shot tipped right on by Parsonen. And there's the first shot of the game for the Rangers. It comes with 6:11 remaining in the first period. Reimer able to glove it as a crowd mills about in front of the Senators' nets.
Reimer had a really good start to his NHL career and then faded for a while. He was the starting goaltender in Toronto and put up a couple of good years, and then it got a little quiet for a while, and he got picked up by Ottawa as the season went on and tried to help their goaltending situation, as we both alluded to, was not very good, and is giving them a nice veteran presence.
And he signed a prorated contract with them in January after a PTO with their AHL club. He repped Canada at the Spengler Cup. It's an honor for a player to do that. A lot of them, want that as a bucket list item, and Reimer didn't have an NHL job, so was able to play with Team Canada at the Spengler Cup, one of the really cool events on the hockey calendar.
Put that on your bucket list if you're a fan. Go see a game at the Spengler Cup. It's in Davos, Switzerland, and it is awesome.
It's on mine, that's for sure. Go to Davos, do a little skiing. Maybe you see Steve Valaket or Henrik Lundqvist out on the slopes or something.
I think they own a mountain there, don't they?
Probably. I mean, the two of them, with their skiing that they've told me about. Especially Hank, man. Ottawa will shoot this one in, and it reaches the netting behind the Rangers' cage, and we have a whistle with 5:48 remaining in the first period. Rangers trail the Ottawa Senators 1-0. New York Rangers hockey on ESPN New York, and the MSG Radio Network continues after this time.
Make cancer screening a part of your annual healthcare routine. New York Presbyterian offers a full range of cancer screenings, including lung, cervical, prostate, colorectal, breast, and more. Regular cancer screenings could save your life by detecting cancer at its earliest, most treatable stages. Screenings are available across New York City and Westchester. Learn more at nyp.org/cancer screening. Stay amazing. New York Presbyterian.
It doesn't matter if you're running drills at the ice, playing pickup on a Saturday, or scoring the game winner in overtime. When you compete with your friends with Michelob Ultra on the line, competition isn't that friendly. The trash talk, next level. And the stakes? Oh, those are crystal clear. With only 95 calories and superior smooth taste, it's the ultimate trophy. Superior is worth playing for. Michelob Ultra, Superior Light Beer, the official beer sponsor of the New York Rangers. Enjoy responsibly. 2025 Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer. St. Louis, Missouri, 95 calories, 2.6 grams of carbs, less than 1 gram of protein, and 0 grams of fat per 12 ounces.
Here's a club you'll want to get into, Club Citgo. It's the super easy app that opens the door to great fuel savings and more. Sign up and instantly save 23 cents per gallon on your first fill-up, plus everyday savings that really add up. You can also enter our sweepstakes with multiple winners and giveaways, like free gas for a year. And Club Citgo makes paying easy with a convenient mobile pay feature. So welcome to the club where all the action is. Download Club Citgo today. Savings good up to 30 gallons, only at participating locations. Data rates may apply.
Welcome you back to Madison Square Garden. Alex Faust, Dave Starman here with you. Stay tuned for the Rangers' first intermission report, brought to you by your local Honda dealers. We've got 5:48 remaining in the first period. Rangers trail the Senators 1-0. The ice has been tilted in the Rangers zone since the get-go of this game.
That certainly has. Ottawa's played with a lot of speed. They're connecting on passes. They are playing very connected. Every time they come up the ice, it's 5 in the frame. And when that happens, you've got layers, you've got depth, you've got speed, and you've got puck protection.
Now, if the Rangers can weather this storm, given the circumstances, not a bad way if they can keep this game 1-0 to close out the period. As this puck is knocked off the stick of J.T. Miller out of the zone, and the Senators pick it up in front of their bench. Spence looks ahead, fires a pass up the right side, deflected in all the way up into the crowd by Batherson, all the way about the 12th row in the near corner of the rink over on the 7th Avenue side. A fan able to make a grab. 5:22 on the clock and a whistle.
Batherson's dad, Norm, played on the 1994 Portland Pirates that won the American League Championship. Barry Trotz was the head coach of that team. His sister right now is playing for Kenny Clee with the Minnesota Frost. And Ken and Mr. Batherson Sr., teammates on that Portland team in '94. And it's amazing how many players wind up playing for certain coaches, and the connection goes back to two fathers playing together.
That's right.
At every level. I mean, it's amazing. At the college level, it's almost like an epidemic.
Jake Sanderson, we've talked about him. His dad had a long NHL career, most notably with the Hartford Whalers. Puck carried ahead by Will Cooley. Tried to slide it across for a crashing Vincent Trocheck. Cooley now battling Thompson out of the near corner. He's upended. Both hands stay down for the nearby referee. Cooley tries to settle a puck that's sent hard around the boards. Now a penalty coming up on the Senators. And Shesterkin to the bench. Extra skater over the boards. It's Zibanejad. So Mika having to deal with a hard-charging Nick Cousins, checks him into the boards all the way back in the Rangers zone, and it'll be a high-sticking penalty against the Sens, putting the Rangers on the power play.
Nope, referee almost took a big tumble as he went for the big announcement.
Ottawa 21, minor penalty, high-sticking.
Yeah, Graham Skilleter didn't see the turf monster there and nearly toe picked. Tripped over the red line.
I always tell people, you got to watch out for those red lines. Right? They're tricky. Jump up at you at any minute.
This Rangers power play brought to you by Amazon Hub Delivery. Boy, do they need it. 4.5 to go in the first period. 1-0 Senators. And this Rangers power play that has been clicking at a pretty good clip since late December. Tops in the NHL since December 30th.
They had 8 shots on goal the other night, going 1 for 3 against Winnipeg. That's the most shots they've had on the power play in their last 8 games. Last time they had that many was March 9th against the Flyers. They are 4 for 16 in their last 5, a nice even 25%.
For a team that's 25th in goal scoring, they haven't drawn enough penalties this year. Otherwise, I wonder where that offensive total might be. They win this draw on the far dot in the attacking zone. Fox shot tipped wide. He had Lafreniere setting up in front. It's bounced off the backboards by Trocheck and frozen at the side of the net by Reimer.
You know, that's a good point, because if they were on the power play 8 times a night, this could be a whole different season.
Right.
With the power play, generally, as we got to remember, early on in the season, it wasn't. Early on in the season, it was a little up and down, and then it really started to find its groove. It's simplistic in its nature. I think it's a hard power play to pre-scout because there's a lot of movement on it. At times, Miller could be in the bumper. At times, Trocheck could be in the bumper. Trocheck has added to the dimension of the bumper by moving around more. Then you got the Zibanejad one-timer on the flank. There's a lot of different options, and there's a lot of movement going on.
Rangers win the draw, held in by Fox, right point. Pass to Miller, right corner, hounded by Shabbat. Passes out of it, back to Fox. He'll walk the blue line, feeds Zibanejad, left side, touch pass back to Fox. Across for Miller, walking in, stick handling, faking, passing to Fox. Now Zibanejad all the way across for Miller. Kept along the perimeter. Miller slides it down low. Trocheck tried to feed it to the bumper. It's off an Ottawa stick on goal, and Reimer will cover up.
I like the dimension that Trocheck brings to the power play. You and I have discussed this a little bit in past games. He's very good when he's in that bumper spot because he moves around a lot. He will come up above the tops of the circles to draw coverage with him, to give the defense an out, a little short pass and back, play a little give and go, and then reestablish himself. But he's also good at playing low because his puck retrieval skills are really solid. Good on the walls, fast feet, and an active stick.
Gotta say, he got a second effort on that puck. I thought it was just off an Ottawa stick. Trocheck was able to poke that into the pads of Reimers. The Rangers win another draw. Fox center point, winds and fires. It's blocked. Carried out of the zone by Pinto. A 2-on-1 with Stützle. Pinto faking, shooting, blocked by Fox, who tracked back wonderfully to break up what could have been a 2-on-1.
Yeah, those are a couple of kids who played a ton of games against each other on the island growing up.
Adam Fox, of course, from Jericho. Miller hands it off. Zibanejad up the right side and slid around the boards by Trocheck. Hammer then along the wall by Montempalo and down.
On a side note, Pinto's father was actually my cousin's roommate at Michigan State for a year.
Oh my God! With it, what is this? 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon?
Yeah, they grew up together in Forest Hills.
There's Gabe Perreault around the net. I think we found out what the 6 degrees of Dave Starman are. Played to the back, and Adam Fox for Gabe Perreault, right circle. Slides it down low. Lafreniere out in front. Loose puck jammed at by Radish. He couldn't tuck it in. Radish in the near corner. Puck bouncing on him. Walks behind the net. Final 15 seconds of the power play. Nick Cousins in the box for high sticking. Fox, middle of the zone, feeds Zibanejad, top left circle, back to Fox. It skirts away off his stick. And his power play is just about up.
Amadio of Ottawa, nice job on the right side of the diamond that Ottawa was in, taking away the elbow from Mika Zibanejad. It was jonesing to launch a one-timer, and Amadio forced him out of it. If Zibanejad had taken the shot, it would have gone off Amadio, probably down the ice.
He's getting a lot of nice chatter from the local media in Ottawa. Say that his game has been underappreciated nationally and deserves some Selke Trophy love down ballot, as the Rangers will feed this directly out of play. Juuso Parssinen under pressure from Warren Foegele. You know, you talked about it earlier, Dave. The Senators didn't make many moves. Foegele was one of them, and here's the call.
York 71, 2-minute delay game.
Foegele was one of them, and he has transformed the Senators' fourth line and made it far more of a force to deal with. It forced Juuso Parssinen to shoot the puck over the glass.
You know what's interesting? When you think about teams that have won championships, obviously the star players are always the ones you remember, but it's hard to win a championship without a great fourth line. You can think, I also think back to the Detroit teams and the New Jersey teams that won multiple Stanley Cups, and their fourth lines were as prevalent as their top lines. McCarty, Draper, and the Detroit era, Peluso, McKay, and the New Jersey era. Fourth lines matter when you're making a run at a championship.
Brady Tkachuk loses out on this faceoff. Puck swatted all the way down. And so the Senators on their second power play of this first period in the final 2 minutes now, looking to double their lead. Big kill early in this game for the Rangers. Tkachuk gets knocked off his feet by Borgen, trying to draw a penalty. Kind of sold it, embellished a little, and as a result, I think, none is called. Batherson will gain the red line. Drop pass for Stützle. Now on for Dylan Cousins, gliding in down the right wing. Sends a pass up the wall to Shabbat. Back down low to Cousins as he's hounded in the corner. A puck comes free. A pass attempt by Batherson. Shut down out in front. Punched free into the corner. Dug for by Tkachuk. Scrum develops. Tkachuk bumps into Cartier, knocks him off his feet, pops back up. Puck comes out of the scrum. Top of the zone, it's Stützle. Hands it off Shabbat. Back to Stützle. On for Shabbat. Center point. Across for Cousins. Top right circle. Dylan Cousins. Centering for Shabbat. Back to Cousins. Right circle. Past doorstep. Tkachuk fed it through the blue paint. Off the pad of Shesterkin. Kept alive by Ottawa as the Rangers tried to clear. Shabbat feeds it down low for Tkachuk. Final 40 seconds of the period. Senators on a power play, up 1-0. Stützle drags it across to his left. Watched by Cartier. Stützle from the half wall now. Feeds it down low. Batherson goal line. Out high to Stützle. Stützle charges in. Left circle behind the back pass. Cousins opens. Fires. Wrist shot. Deflects to the far corner. Picked up by Batherson. He'll feed the point. Cousins back to Stützle now. Left circle. Stützle tried to feed it across. Active stick by Borgen, and then it's knocked out of the zone by Cartier. 10 seconds left in the period. Shabbat stood up by Miller. Shovels it ahead. Too far for Trocheck to make a play. And the final seconds will tick away in period number 1. Only 3 ticks will carry over on the Juuso Parssinen delay of game minor. But all things considered, you look at that shot counter. where the game is at. 1-0 Senators after one. The Rangers with only 2 shots on goal.
That was a pretty good penalty kill there towards the end. Ottawa didn't move the puck around. Ottawa did get a couple of good looks at it. But when you don't have a power play setup where you've got a big gun on the flank, because Brady Tkachuk is the left shot on the right side, but he loves to play in front of the net. And then on the other side, the drive down comes from a player on his wing. So you don't have to worry so much about taking away the flanks. You can concentrate more on the middle. And that's what the Rangers were able to do on that penalty kill, was shut off the middle of the ice, keep everything wide where the threats were less.
So we finished 20 minutes of play here at Madison Square Garden. The Rangers unable to capitalize on their lone power play of the period. That power play brought to you by Amazon Hub Delivery. Become an Amazon Hub partner and earn extra income for your business with your business. Learn more about Amazon Hub Delivery and get started at Amazon.com/Hub Delivery. Alex Faust, Dave Starman here with you at Madison Square Garden. We're waiting on Adam Edstrom downstairs to join us, who's been moved to center. Not a lot of whistles in that period, not a lot of opportunities for him to take faceoffs, but something that the Rangers are trying to do is give more bulk. We're talking about the fourth lines and how important they are on teams, and the Rangers trying to add some bulk to their fourth line.
Absolutely. That's a big fourth line. It's a strong fourth line. It's a fourth line that skates in straight lines, and that's what you want. You want that line to be able to come in, not necessarily in waves, but in layers. You want them to be able to seal walls, get good first contact, get a second quick on the puck.
Rangers trail the Senators 1-0 after 20 minutes of play. We are joined by Adam Edstrom downstairs. Eddie, it's Alex Faust and Dave Starman here upstairs. We were just talking about your move to center over the last 5 games. I know you haven't been able to take a ton of faceoffs, but what do you think your adjustment to the position has been like so far? I know you played it in junior, but it's been a while since you've been there.
Yeah, just as you said, it's been a couple of years, but I mean, good to get the experience, try out a couple of games there, back on the wing today. So, I mean, I feel comfortable playing down low in the D zone, and I think the biggest part is the face-offs. It's there's some good guys when it comes to face-offs in this league, and that's something I'm not really used to.
You know, when you talk a lot about defensive zone coverage, I think as a centerman, you're so used to playing down low, but explain to the fans the difference between being the centerman and the winger low in coverage and how you can switch off responsibilities.
Yeah, I mean, you just kind of play together with the D a bit more. Kind of the second guy into a lot of situations down in the corner, because we always want to keep one D in net front. But, I mean, all the plays start down low, right? So it's also a positive thing when it comes to getting the puck down low, and you can bring it out with a lot of speed.
Joined by Adam Edstrom downstairs. Eddie, 20 minutes, you guys were hemmed in your zone quite a bit. What needs to change here in period 2?
Yeah, I think we're playing just too slow. We've got to pick up the pace a little bit. And then whenever we get in their zone, I feel like we just got to throw pucks on their goal and kind of test them a little bit. That was a way too easy period for him.
We appreciate the time. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Adam Edstrom downstairs as the Rangers trail the Ottawa Senators 1-0 at the end of one period of play. Stay tuned for the first intermission report, brought to you by your local Honda dealers. Dan Grassa in our Hudson Square studios right after this. Rangers trail the Sens 1-0 after one. You're listening to Rangers Hockey on ESPN New York and the MSG Radio Network.
Here's what's happening on Sirius XM Sports.
The women's NCAA tournament completing its Sweet 16 today with top seeds UConn, South Carolina, and UCLA among those on the floor. We have all the action with channel assignments at SiriusXM.com/sports and all the breakdown of both brackets on College Sports Radio, Channel 84, and in the SiriusXM app.
Sirius XM Sports, wherever you are, your team plays here.
The Power Play with Steve Koulias.
New general manager of the Buffalo Sabres, Jarmo Kekalainen.
Did you expect it was going to happen, so quickly where you're in the race?
We started winning games, and that happened already before I took over. The confidence started growing, and the game becomes easy, and all of a sudden you believe in yourself, and you believe in the group, and the snowball starts rolling into the right direction.
The Power Play with Steve Koulias. Weekdays at 3 p.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91, and the Sirius XM app.
Historic hockey moments.
February 7th, 1976, Toronto Maple Leafs captain Darryl Sittler dominates at home in an 11-4 win over Boston.
record. As long as he lives, he'll remember this evening. So will all of us doing the game here at Maple Leaf Gardens.
On SiriusXM NHL Network Radio.
Information.
Peerless Boilers, the world's best-built boilers, are here to help with your heat and water heating needs. Hockey season is the perfect time to replace that beast in your basement, that old, inefficient boiler, with a highly efficient Peerless boiler. It's a perfect match for homes, apartments, commercial buildings, you name it. Get all the heat you need efficiently and save on your energy bill all year long. Learn more about the entire Peerless Boiler family of products and to find a local installer near you. Just visit peerlessboilers.com and remember, Peerless Boilers, the world's best-built boilers.
This is your local Tri-Honda dealer's New York Rangers Intermission Report. Now, here's Dan Grassa on the MSG Radio Network.
And it's time right now for the Rangers' first intermission report. It's brought to you by your local Honda dealers. Contact your local Honda dealer today. Dan Grassa with you. One period in the books at Madison Square Garden. And it's the visiting Ottawa Senators out to a 1-0 lead over the Broadway Blue Shirts. Taylor Radish called for hooking 4 minutes 59 seconds into the game for the game's first penalty, and the Ottawa power play would pounce on the opportunity, courtesy of Shane Pinto, 19th of the season at 6:30 with the man advantage from Claude Giroux and Jordan Spence. Pinto now with a 3-game point streak, and he has his second goal in the last 3 games. Rangers 7-26-6 this season when the opponent scores first, and now the 6th straight game they have allowed a power play goal. So that penalty kill still springing some leaks, unfortunately, and the Rangers find themselves in a 1-0 deficit. But that was the least of the Rangers' concerns in that opening period, really not generating a lot of quality chances down the other end on Ottawa netminder James Reimer. As a matter of fact, Rangers did not generate their first shot on goal of the game until there was 6 minutes and 11 seconds left in the first period, and the first shot drew a sarcastic cheer from the Garden faithful to indicate that they finally were able to get a shot on net. Rangers did get a power play chance. Nick Cousins called for high sticking at 15:29, unable to cash in, and moments after that, late in the period, Juuso Parssinen called for delay of game, firing the puck inadvertently over the glass and into the crowd at 18:03. So Ottawa will have 3 seconds left of power play time to begin the second period. Looks as if the Rangers, of course, will kill that off, but they do trail 1-0 after one period. And the shots on goal in that opening period were overwhelmingly in favor of the visitors. Ottawa had a 13-2 edge in that department, and they have a 1-0 lead over the New York Rangers. Still more to do here on the New York Rangers Tri-Honda Dealers first intermission report. When we come back, we'll talk to the man of the night, Mika Zibanejad, celebrating his 1,000th game played in the National Hockey League. We will hear from Mika when we return. And New York Rangers hockey on ESPN New York and the MSG Radio Network continues right after this timeout.
Experience the sophisticated taste of the best single malt whiskey in the world, the Macallan, founded in 1824. The Macallan is renowned worldwide for its extraordinary single malt whiskeys. Their outstanding quality and distinctive character reveal the uncompromised excellence they pursue. Whether your taste is sherry, oak, or double cask, the Macallan single malt whiskey is for you. Pick up the Macallan today at your nearest liquor store. The Macallan, the single malt whiskey against which all others must be judged. Crafted without compromise. Please savor the Macallan responsibly.
Here's a club you'll want to get into, Club Citgo. It's the super easy app that opens the door to great fuel savings and more. Sign up and instantly save 23 cents per gallon on your first fill-up, plus everyday savings that really add up. You can also enter our sweepstakes with multiple winners and giveaways, like free gas for a year. And Club Citgo makes paying easy with a convenient mobile pay feature. So welcome to the club where all the action is. Download Club Citgo today. Savings good up to 30 gallons, only at participating locations. Data rates may apply.
Peerless Boilers, the world's best-built boilers, are here to help with your heat and water heating needs. Hockey season is the perfect time to replace that beast in your basement, that old, inefficient boiler, with a highly efficient Peerless boiler. It's a perfect match for homes, apartments, commercial buildings, you name it. Get all the heat you need efficiently and save on your energy bill all year long. Learn more about the entire Peerless Boiler family of products and to find a local installer near you. Just visit peerlessboilers.com and remember, Peerless Boilers, the world's best-built boilers.
Looking for the perfect wedding band or ready to add something new to your collection? London Jewelers' annual wedding band event is happening March 26th through 29th. For 4 days only, receive 20% off all wedding bands, including the beautifully crafted 2 by London collection. Schedule your appointment at londonjewelers.com and visit us in Americana, Manhasset, Wheatley Plaza, Glen Cove, East Hampton, Southampton, or the mall at Short Hills. London Jewelers wedding band event March 26th through 29th. Brand exclusions may apply. London Jewelers, celebrating 100 years of love.
More people trust their hearts to New York Presbyterian than any other hospital in New York. It's because New York Presbyterian has the most experienced cardiovascular doctors, treating a full range of heart conditions, from heart failure to valve repair, with the most advanced treatments. Find a doctor at nyp.org/heart. New York Presbyterian. New York Presbyterian Hospital, based on U.S. News & World Report 2025 to 2026 cardiology, heart, and vascular surgery rankings.
There's a lot of reasons why people buy at Ramsey Mazda. It's their selection, it's their customer service, and it's their savings. Lease a new 2026 Mazda CX-50 Hybrid Preferred with all-wheel drive for $259 for 36 months. Or buy with 1.9% APR for 36 months. Start shopping now at RamseyMazda.com. Choose wisely. Choose Ramsey Mazda. Call 833-853-2970 for lease details. VIN TN142673. MSRP $37,300. Zero security deposit. 1.9% APR for $28.60 a month per $1,000 financed. Ends 3/31/26.
Dan Grasso back at the Rangers' first intermission report, brought to you by your local Honda dealers. Contact your local Honda dealer today. 1-0 Ottawa over the Rangers after one period of play. Shane Pinto is 19th of the season, the only goal thus far on the power play at 6:30 even from Claude Giroux and Jordan Spence, rather. Rangers fans, don't miss a moment off the ice. Catch ESPN New York on YouTube for all the New York sports talk you love. Weekdays, 6A to 7P. Subscribe now and stay locked in. ESPN New York is on YouTube. So before tonight's game, we had a pregame ceremony paying tribute to one Mika Zibanejad, skating in his 1,000th career National Hockey League game. Perhaps fitting, of course, that the two teams that he has suited up for in his career are both battling out against one another on the ice. Mika, once upon a time, was the 6th overall pick in the 2011 NHL draft by the Ottawa Senators. And after that first period was over, Mika caught up with MSG's Michelle Gingras.
We watched Ella recognize herself on the Jumbotron. We heard that beautiful tribute by your wife, Irma. I know it's a lot to take in, but what was that moment like for you to stand alongside your family and be recognized that way?
Special, obviously. Memory for a lifetime to have them there. And I didn't know it was narrated by her, obviously, beforehand. So seeing all that and obviously giving the little one a hug. Here, realizing that she's on the screen. It's a special moment. I'm so happy that I got to do it here, and I've the whole day, really the weekend with all my family and friends coming in. It's been amazing.
Less than 5% of players get to skate in 1,000 NHL career games. When you sit with the significance of that milestone, what emotions come to mind for you?
I think it's hard to take in. I don't think I've realized it yet. I don't know. It's a good question. I've thought about it, obviously, especially as we gotten closer. But it's with the schedule and the games and everything, it's hard to it's been hard to kind of focus on that much. But I'm trying to take it all in. That was the advice from my wife. So I'm trying to, and obviously I want to win this game. So we better play better than we did this first period.
I'll follow up with you on it in the post game. Just one last one. Did you get to see your teammates' arrivals and the hairstyles that they rocked coming in? I
saw them in the locker room and around. That was kind of funny. Yeah, I didn't know. I didn't know this was planned. So. This was awesome. I start laughing. I appreciate it. It's a few of them I didn't really recognize in terms of hairstyles I've had, but I'll take it.
Yeah, there were a lot of variations. Mika, enjoy tonight. Try to take it all in. Good luck in the second period. Thanks for taking the time.
Thank you.
That is Mika Zibanejad. Rangers trailing the Ottawa Senators by a score of 1-0 after 1 period of play. Join us for a full arena giveaway on Fan Appreciation Night. Get tickets to see the Rangers take on the Sabres on April the 8th and take home a replica Centennial helmet. Get your tickets by heading to NewYorkrangers.com/promotions. So the Rangers getting outshot in that first period 13-2. They're 5-18-5 when trailing after 1 period thus far this season. Ottawa, meantime, 17-3-4 when leading after 20 minutes of play. And this has been the Rangers' first intermission report, brought to you by your local Honda dealers. Contact your local Honda dealer today. I will talk to you again during the second intermission, but coming up next, we're going to send things right back to MSG as Alex Faust and Dave Starman have the middle period for you, with the Senators leading the New York Rangers by a score of 1-0. And you're listening to New York Rangers hockey on ESPN New York and the MSG Radio Network.
This has been your local Tri-Honda dealer's New York Rangers Intermission Report. Blue Shirts Hockey is next.
Build a championship fantasy baseball team with the advice of SiriusXM Fantasy Sports Radio.
Early round drafting, focus on players that can impact as many categories as possible.
Hear winning strategies and player projections from ex-big league general managers Jim Bowden and Steve Phillips.
I'm definitely going to take a position player with my first 2 picks.
Get ready for your drafts by listening to our experts drafts right now on the SiriusXM app, and catch all your fantasy baseball talk on Channel 87.
Historic hockey moments on SiriusXM NHL Network Radio.
New Year's Day, January 1st, 2008, at the home of the NFL's Buffalo Bills, Ralph Wilson Stadium.
The Pittsburgh Penguins and Buffalo Sabres are set to play despite the snow that's been falling all morning, and more than 73,000 are here to witness it in the game they're calling the Winter Classic. Penguins win! Snow flying in their faces as they celebrate.
Never miss a moment on SiriusXM NHL Network Radio. Historic hockey moments.
Game 8 of Super Series 76 coming to you from the Spectrum.
January 11th, 1976, the Philadelphia Flyers play host to the team known as the Red Army team of the Soviet Union.
They are leaving the ice. They're going to go. They're going home. Come out, and in about 40 seconds worth of hockey time, the Flyers have scored.
And the Broad Street Bullies would never look back after that one, winning 4-1 to become the only NHL team in the 4-game series.
Alex Faust, Dave Starman here with you. 1-0 Ottawa Senators lead the New York Rangers here at the Garden. When it's game time, it's Tully time. Second period puck drop is brought to you by Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, the original triple distilled, triple blended, and triple cask matured Irish whiskey. Be sure to grab a Tullamore Dew or try the all-new Tullamore Dew Honey during today's action. So I'll ask you, Dave, we were talking with Adam Edstrom after the first period, and he said that the Rangers were slow. Well, we know the Senators are a fast team, so how do you counteract a team that is bringing as much speed as this Senators team does?
That's a great question, and it's all about the first pass. On your recovery of the puck, if you look north quick and you move pucks up quick, and as the forwards ahead of the play, above the coverage, if you get yourself into a good spot along the walls where a defenseman can just quick outlet up, that's how you beat a fast team, because if you can beat 2 or 3 forecheckers, or at least 2 with one quick pass out, then you got a chance to play quick and quick strike with layers.
So 3 seconds on the Juuso Parson and delay of game minor. Carry over to start the second period. Rangers skate from left to right. Clean win forward by J.T. Miller, who knocks the puck all the way to the send zone. Parson is out of the box, goes all the way across the ice, and is replaced by Connor Sherry. We're underway in period number 2. And from the neutral zone, it's hoisted in by Sherry. Dribbling to the backboards. Tyler Clevitt checked by Cartier. He's trying to get something going on the Rangers forecheck. High lift by Fox into the attacking zone. And the Senators are on the puck along the backboard. Spun around to the near side. Flying out of the zone is Dylan Cousins. Cousins streaking in. Tracking back is Braden Schneider to block his shot in transition. Now Sherry hands it off for an approaching Gabe Perreault. Swings it rink wide, and Schneider will one-time this one wide of the goal. Perreault steers this to the far corner. And on it is Sherry. He'll protect the puck. Slide a pass along the backboards. J.T. Miller swiveling. Half turn once, twice against Jordan Spence. Passes to the point. Robertson shot into traffic. Blocked. Schneider is on the puck. Angles it off the end boards. Lafreniere back to the point. Robertson, an attempt blocked out of the zone by Amadio. Trying to track it down for a partial break. Amadio cuts in. Zibanejad closes down on him to prevent any angle from getting to the goal.
And that is one of the biggest intangibles in Zibanejad's game that's allowed him to get to 1,000. How well he tracks back, how well he defends, how well he uses his stick.
Amadio for Clevin on the left wing. His slap shot off of Shesterkin, who now plays the puck along the backboards. And Robertson will handle along the far wall as the Rangers reset.
Really nice job by Zibanejad to come down the middle, stick on stick, and take away a good scoring chance. And like I said to you earlier, I have been as impressed with his defensive game as I am with his offensive game. Him and Fox have really shown me something off the puck.
Cross-ice outlet, right wing, wrist shot high of the net from Batherson. Off the glass, Rangers pick it up. Trying to go end-to-end here, Will Cooley dumps it in, goes shoulder to shoulder, bangs together with Artem Zub. Picked out of the corner by Radish, hands it off. Mackey with a wrist shot, fought off to Reimer's right. Out of the corner, it's Radish. And he's checked off his feet by Zub. Rangers pick up the loose puck, played to the right point. Borgen rolls one towards net, sticked away by Reimer to the back glass. Walking out from the goal line is Trocheck. Turns and fires, top left, circle traffic at the net front with Cooley and Zub battling. Took away the eyes of the goaltender, and that shot may have gone wide, but Reimer never saw it. Held in left side by Radish and bounced back out.
Sorry, Alex, Reimer's a guy you just got to get going laterally. If you can get the puck across the Royal Road, you got a much better chance at beating him. He can square up pretty well, but it's getting post to post that I always thought was the bugaboo in Reimer's game.
Zetterlund checked hard along the near boards. He's slow to get up and is in some distress heading back to the Senators bench, flexing his right ankle. And as he goes off for a change, this play will be whistled down on a hand pass against the Rangers in the offensive zone.
I've always been a big believer that if your team is struggling to generate offense, get your fourth line out there a little bit more, because fourth lines on a good matchup can generate a buzz just by pounding pucks and playing the ground game and trying to make some things happen off the forecheck. Connor Mackey with a really good opportunity, made a nice smart play to dive in off the line, grab the pass right at the top of the circles, and I guarantee you he was thinking somebody better grab the puck because this is going to be my first one. And nice stop by Reimer.
Connor Mackey, whose last NHL goal came on March 31st of 2023. But with the Rangers, still looking for his first. This is only his 6th game with the Blue Shirts over a 3-year span in the organization. A player who has appeared in 242 career games in the American Hockey League.
He was one of 2 incredibly highly sought-after free agents his last year in college hockey. He was at Minnesota State. The other one was Zach Whitecloud, who went on to win a Stanley Cup with the Vegas Golden Knights.
Puck chipped ahead by Cartier. Tracked down by Montempallo behind the Senators' net. Darts away from the forechecking Cartier to the far corner. And it's knocked out of the zone by Nick Cousins. Amadio unable to get it deep for Ottawa. And a rink-wide pass that's collected by Sherry near side to Fox. Swats it up ahead. Cartier enters down the middle. Passes left wing. Miller drops to the line. And Schneider hands it off. Fox tried to return it for Schneider down the wing. Picked off by Cousins. He'll go the other way with Pinto flying up the right side. Wrist shot kicked out by Shesterkin. Long rebound batted at by the Rangers. Back to center ice in Zibanejad, who then gave the puck back to Brady Tkachuk. And he dumps it in the left wing corner, applying the body on Schneider, but Ottawa unable to get their forecheck established. Here comes Zibanejad flying through the neutral zone on his backhand, testing Reimer, who traps the puck to his chest protector and makes the save. Just over 4 minutes complete here in the second period. Rangers trail the Senators 1-0.
Because Zibanejad plays with a little bit of a longer stick, he's got an ability to push a puck past the defenseman and then be able to use that good 1-2-3 step he still has. He's not a burner, but he's got a strong start to his acceleration. So he gets the stick past, the puck past, and then he can really use that quick jump to get back to the puck and get through the defense.
Loses out of the face-off in the attacking zone. Senators try to fire it out. Outlet from Clevin breaks the stick out of the hands of Zibanejad. He goes back to the bench. Senators carry it in on right wing. Rink-wide pass. Clevin hands it off. Half wall. Stützle. Stutter step. Change of direction. Stützle tried to pull and drag. Poke check by Schneider. Then overskated by Perreault, but he nudges the puck back to the neutral zone.
If I'm one of the Ottawa guys, I grab the half-broken stick and keep it.
Right.
Zibanejad memento, 1000th game stick.
That's a collectible. As Lafreniere slides it ahead on left wing for Perreault. Stick lifted by Spence. And the Sens reset. Outlet up the middle, deflected deep by Tkachuk. He'll go in after it. Another hard hit against Braden Schneider. Tkachuk digs it out of the corner, tried to chip it out in front, hit a Rangers stick. Recovered by the Senators. Spence, blue line, passes right side. Montempallo, shot altered on the way, reaches the glass. Gregg rolls it down the left wing, out of the reach of Dylan Cousins. Rangers unable to clear. Gregg keeps it alive. Pass across the seam off the stick of Cooley before it could reach Cousins. Battle ensues, near corner. Glove down by Borgen. Tries to knock it up the near wall. Dug for by Radish. He couldn't clear. Tkachuk spins it into the corner. And now Cousins, checked by Schneider. Able to twist his way out of it. Centering pass for Tkachuk. Loose puck, batted at twice in front. Rangers come away with it. And Cooley will roll it ahead on left wing. Rangers make a change. Cooley barrels into Jordan Spence, trying to establish the forecheck for the Rangers. Cousins able to break it out in one motion. Montempallo, right side, wrist shot off the stick of Shesterkin. And gathered by Hamelosh near boards. Outlet pass for Edstrom, and now Parsonen joins. They overlap near corner. Parsonen stops behind the Senators' net, angles it off the near wall to Fox. Returns it down low around the boards to Parsonen. Shielding from Montempallo. Angles it up the near wall, Hamelosh. Now to Fox, right point. Sips one towards goal, deflected in tight by Edstrom, wide of the cage. Hamelosh barrels into Fogle in the far corner, but the Senators come away with the puck.
This is a perfect fourth line shift. Bodies are getting banged, pucks are low. Rangers are above the puck. They're getting pucks in the front of the net. Great shift.
And now they change. Senators come away with it, though, and they carry it in and quickly score. A centering pass from Lars Eller to Warren Fogle, and just as the Rangers were starting to establish something, that fast breakout for Ottawa converts into a goal. It's 2-0 Senators.
Right off the last part of the shift, Ottawa gets a clear, and they take off at good speed, and they put some pressure on. And they manage to create a mini 2-on-1, and that winds up in the net. Really quick play coming out of the zone. Fogle finishes the play. He started the offensive attack by putting the hit on. Then he got himself into a good open spot and takes a pass back and bangs it home. Ottawa, good transition, and one of their players now starting to head towards the dressing room.
And that's Lassie Thompson, their sixth defenseman, who is heading down to the dressing room and appears to be favoring one of his legs. So he'll get tended to by one of the trainers for the Senators. You know, I was just starting to say, after you mentioned such a great shift by the Rangers fourth line, they were right in the middle of a change. And there was miscommunication on coverage seemingly coming out of that change, and it led to the quick breakout.
It's always dangerous when you change when the puck is on the non-bench side of the ice, because it's a clear lane for a big stretch up the weak side.
This is shot by Gavrikov wide of the net off the backboards. Now the Rangers take a penalty in the offensive zone right after conceding the second Ottawa goal. They take a penalty. And, well, let's see here. We got a late signal from the referee. Rangers had touched it up, but now let's see where the penalty box will open. You have Michael Amadio skating over there. JT Miller's going to be the one taking the penalty.
Oh, Ottawa was looking to see whether or not there was blood.
And a referee was holding up two fingers.
Number 8, 4-minute double minor for high stick.
They changed their mind. That's what it was. So Ottawa trying to appeal for an injury created by the high stick on JT Miller. And yeah, he got it up in the grill of Artem Zub. And it'll be a 4-minute double minor against the Rangers captain, sending Ottawa to the power play. Up 2-0 on the Blue Shirts. 7 minutes and change into the second period. You're listening to New York Rangers hockey on ESPN New York and the MSG Radio Network.
Here's what's happening on Sirius XM Sports.
The women's NCAA tournament completing its Sweet 16 today with top seeds UConn, South Carolina, and UCLA among those on the floor. We have all the action with channel assignments at SiriusXM.com/sports and all the breakdown of both brackets on College Sports Radio, Channel 84, and in the SiriusXM app.
Sirius XM Sports. Wherever you are, your team plays here.
Historic hockey moments.
301 days since the hit on Chris Draper.
The Colorado Avalanche at the Detroit Red Wings, March 26, 1997, brawl in Hockeytown.
Now Darren McCarty gets his shots in at Claude Lemieux. And look who came all the way out to try to help, Patrick Roy. Oh my goodness, Vernon and Roy. They are on their feet here at Joe Louis Arena.
Never miss a moment on SiriusXM NHL Network Radio. Historic hockey moments on SiriusXM NHL Network Radio.
April 10th, 1982, the Miracle on Manchester. Game 3 heading into the third between the heavily favored Edmonton Oilers, who were up 5-0 over the underdog LA Kings.
Shot by Evans, he's going out! The Kings have taken the lead in the series. They came from behind to win it in overtime, 6-5.
Never miss a moment on SiriusXM NHL Network Radio.
Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on ESPN New York and the MSG Radio Network.
Hey, this is Mika Zibanejad.
Hey, this is Adam Fox. Catch every Rangers game right here on 880 ESPN.
WHSQ and WCBS-FM HD2, New York.
Alex Faust, Dave Starman here with you, Madison Square Garden. Just under 13 minutes to go in the second period. Rangers trail the Senators 2-0. Double minor to JT Miller, high sticking. Senators on an extended power play here. And they win the faceoff. Shane Pinto. Rink wide pass for Giroux. Back to Pinto. One-timer wide of the target. Giroux cycles. Fogle checked off the puck by Gavrikov. Played behind the net by Pinto. Stolen by Cooley. And he'll hand it off for Gavrikov to clear back to the neutral zone. Giroux will take it from there. Tight turn away from Trocheck. Deeks past Gavrikov. Tried to feed it across for Fogle. Deflected by an active stick by the Rangers. Dug for off the backboards by Braden Schneider. And now Cooley will launch it down ice.
That play looked offside. It's funny. I looked down at the Ranger bench just to see if there was any reaction. And Ty Hennis immediately went to the microphone on his wrist to call upstairs to the video guys and say, check that one if they score. I think it was offsides, and it would have been right.
No matter as the Senators have to re-enter now, and Brady Tkachuk with it near boards. Hands it off Cousins. Up top for Spence. Back to Cousins for a one-timer. It's gloved by Shesterkin. He was able to see it the whole way.
Cousins looking for his 13th power play goal. He's already got a career high with 12 this year, and he got everything on this one. Shesterkin with a real nice glove save. As Ottawa moves the puck around, Pinto with a real good blast, just missed the net. Brady Tkachuk will take the straw. Tkachuk's been quiet tonight. He's played well, but he's been quiet. He hasn't had that nasty edge to him, and as we talked about in the pregame, don't poke the bear. Let him sleep.
He's finished a few hits, but otherwise hasn't been around the kitchen, so to speak. The Rangers' goal. Stützle hands it off for Tkachuk on left wing. It's a return pass. Sauces to the point. Spence settles, walks to his right. Passes for Stützle, left circle, wrist shot, short side, missed the target. Sherry checked along the boards by Cousins, and the puck comes free, allowing the Rangers to clear all the way down.
Good clear by the Rangers. They jumped on 2 loose pucks. Their coverage has been good. And when you watch Gavrikov killing a penalty, he's like a little general out there, just directs traffic.
Carried in down the right side, Giroux across for Fogle. A one-time snapshot blocked by Schneider, who stayed with him. Carried across by Batherson to his right. Now Stützle, rink-wide pass, jumps the stick of Clevin, who settles half wall, near boards. Exchanges with Giroux, walks out to the circle, back to the point, one-timer Clevin. Pad save by Shesterkin off to the far boards. Clevin has released 3 absolute missiles tonight. Wrist shot, deflected in front by Pinto, saves Shesterkin. And the Rangers get to a loose puck and clear.
Clevin is just, ever since he was a kid, he's always just had the big shot. He's always had a big body. He always hit to hurt. He was always going to be a better pro than he was an amateur just because of the physicality of his game. But his shot has always been there.
Rangers have killed off 2.5 out of the 4 minutes on the double minor to JT Miller. Midway second period, trailing the Senators 2-0, and again they send it around the boards and down. Senators reload.
Once again, Rangers doing a nice job taking away the guts of the ice, forcing Ottawa to stay on the outside. Ottawa's had a couple of good shots on goal, but they've been from distance.
Stützle overskated it at the line. Looked like he got his stick knocked into, shakes his left hand, bumps into Trocheck. Did not appreciate that, but the Rangers did the job in preventing the zone entry, and a faceoff will come outside the line.
So going back to Gavrikov and being like a little bit of a general out there, right before the first faceoff, Ottawa had a player right up on top of the circle. Gavrikov went right to Will Cooley as they were on the inside, and you can literally see him pointing and saying to Cooley, okay, if the draw goes to the point strong side towards the wall, stay in the middle. But if it goes towards your guy, you got the coverage, I got the front, and it's exactly how it played out. And a great job by Gavrikov to grab a younger player just to go through the assignments.
Senators will build speed through the neutral zone with Stützle. 45 seconds left to kill. Active stick by Fox at the line, knocking away a pass, denying the entry. Dribbled into the right wing corner. Radish digs for it underneath of Cousins, who took a spill, was on his backside, pops back up and gets decked by Radish in a board battle along the far wall. All the while, time ticking off the Senators' power play. Puck comes free to Fox, and he lifts it back to neutral ice.
Been an excellent kill by the Rangers. Disciplined, consistent, sticks down, in-your-face type kill. Ottawa with a couple of good looks, but nothing overly dangerous.
Stützle carries in on left wing, leaves it for Tkachuk, marked the whole way by Borgen, fed to the line, Zub across, Clevin steers it down low, and Miller is out of the box. The Rangers have killed off the 4-minute double minor. Now behind the net, Tkachuk tries to walk out in front. He's checked hard, far corner by Gavrikov. Miller joins the fray, pokes the puck free, up the walls of Zibanejad, connects with Cartier for the exit. He'll dump it in, not very far though. Senators are on it, and they'll reset. Now we should note that they are without a second skater. Notably, it's Thomas Chabot. So it looks like for the moment they are down 2 defensemen, down to 4. As Chabot is not on the Senators bench. Out of the near corner, Nick Cousins. Twisting and turning, passing to the point. Clevin, touch pass across, Zub, wrist shot blocked. Picked up by Amadio. Out of the corner, cycles for Gregg. Ridley Gregg able to hold on to the puck, evading the stick check of Gavrikov. Steers it down low. Kicked along by Lafreniere out of the corner. Rangers attempt to clear. Cannot. Sens keep it alive. Amadio down the middle. Dancing. Passing for Clevin. Rink wide feet across. Fogle shot. Blocked in traffic. Miller now. Reverse hit on Amadio. Able to gain space. Lift the puck to neutral ice. Bounces on Perreault. He couldn't settle it down. And the Senators take over once again. 7:45 left in the second period. Rangers trail the Senators 2-0. But again, Ottawa without 2 defensemen. Undermanned right now. They have the puck again in the attacking zone on their forecheck that has just given the Rangers fits here tonight. Rangers finally break out. Parsonen bounces it off the far boards and down.
The puck kind of came out on an alley-oop, but it didn't oop.
Back to Edstrom at his own line. I see what you did there. It's dumped in by the Rangers around the boards. I think I didn't notice. Along the near wall, Borgen holds it in. Hermelas able to smear Zetterlund along the wall. Puck comes free. Mackey shooting for a tip on the back door. Hermelas was crashing. He was tied up by Montempallo. Fed around the boards. Mackey, left side, wrists one off the back wall intentionally, looking for a carom to Edstrom. It's taken away by Spence. Edstrom finishes a hit on Eller, but Spence has the puck, and the Rangers have to back off.
This line has been noticeable for all the right reasons, and Hermelas has had great jump in this game.
Remember, the Rangers coaching staff were contemplating taking him out of the lineup to try to rejigger things on that fourth line, and based on his play, based on his body of work, he's forced them to keep him in the lineup. Outlet pass broken up in the neutral zone. Mackey is on it, and the Rangers in. Dealing with the high man on the Ottawa forecheck in Stützle, but he's able to release to Robertson, and it's dumped in by Cooley to the right wing corner. We have a play stoppage. Too many men against the Rangers.
Yep, there's 6 right now.
Ottawa bench runner on the ice.
I thought it was against the Blue Shirts. They were in a change as they dumped the puck in, but it's Ottawa whistled for the penalties.
Because the Rangers had 6 on at the time of the call.
Well, you know what? You'll take the breaks when you can get them.
Absolutely.
The Senators with a too many men penalty with 6:19 to go in period number 2, and the Rangers trailing 2-0. New York Rangers hockey on ESPN New York, and the MSG Radio Network continues after this timeout.
Want to earn extra income for your business? Amazon Hub Delivery is looking for ambitious business owners to assist with local deliveries. When you become a partner, you and your staff will deliver packages to customers in your area on a schedule that works for you. With each package delivered, you'll gain extra income and exposure for your business. Plus, Amazon Hub Delivery makes it easy to get started. There's no upfront costs, delivery experience, or long-term contracts required. Sign up to learn more at amazon.com/hub delivery. That's amazon.com/HUB delivery.
Spring showers bring epic off-road adventures. So bring on the mud and bring on the spring at the Honda Spring Event. Honda vehicles are built for exploring. With the rugged Honda Pilot, Ridgeline, CR-V, and Passport, the road might stop, but you're not done. All from the 2025 Kelley Blue Book Best Value brand.
Contact your local Honda dealer for a great deal today.
Based on 2025 Consumer Choice Awards from Kelley Blue Book, visit kbb.com for more information.
Ox Spine at New York Presbyterian is always in pursuit of a better way to heal the spine. We're getting more people moving again with minimally invasive, non-surgical, and surgical treatments with innovative solutions for every back and spine condition and your unique needs. Expert spine care is available now across New York City and Westchester. Find a doctor at nyp.org/oxspine. Stay amazing. New York Presbyterian.
Rangers trailing the Senators 2-0. A game where they have been handily outshot 21-4. And with 6:19 left in the second period, it's been just a big issue for the Rangers. Outshot in 6 in a row, 9 in the last 10. The Rangers haven't broken 30 shots in their last 10 games. It'd be a stretch to get there tonight. From a drop of the puck, the Senators have had the jump. But as we talked about, they are down 2 defensemen with Lassie Thompson and, importantly, Thomas Chabot, who eats a ton of minutes for them. They're already without Jake Sanderson and Nick Jensen and Dennis Gilbert.
It's interesting. Ottawa's got 2 defense pairs, or actually, they got the Clevin-Sanderson pair, which is real good, and Chabot. I remember there was one World Junior tournament. Chabot and Philippe Myers they were the pair of the tournament. Chabot has always been a good player to watch.
So Rangers on a power play after a too-many-men penalty on the Senators. See if they can generate something out of this. Just 4 shots on goal so far. Here's Mika Zibanejad from the far half wall. Career game number 1,000 presented with a silver stick earlier tonight with his family in attendance. Puck steered to the line. Fox holds in on his backhand. Works it down low. Zibanejad passes around the boards to Miller. Near side. Miller hurried along with Gregg checking him. And this puck leaves the zone. Zibanejad to send it deep. Reimer out to slow it down. Senators hard around and out.
One of the few times this season when a puck's gotten cranked up the wall or cranked towards the blue line that Adam Fox did not keep it in. He is probably among the elite in the NHL at keeping pucks in.
Forehand or backhand. As Trocheck settles the puck in the neutral zone. Ottawa with an active stick breaking up a pass. Zibanejad now on left wing. Dribbles one to the far corner. Montemapalo fires it off the far boards and down.
I know you're getting ready for baseball season, so I'll use a baseball analogy. He gives you extra outs.
Okay.
Adam Fox does.
There you go. Gavrikov, outlet pass up the left side. Perreault centering feed. Clevin, the stick to break it up, intended for Radish on the back door, and the puck is out of play.
Clevin with just a real good read. He held center ice, kept the stick out in front of him, and one of the themes that we've talked about with why Mika Zibanejad has lasted in the league so long, because he defends with his stick down. Clevin's that kind of player too, and his fundamentals have always been good, and it's just another nice play where he holds center ice, doesn't overreact, keeps the stick on the ice, nose of the stick pointed in the direction of the puck, and it's amazing how many pucks find your stick when you do that.
Face off to the right of Reimer, far dot. 28 seconds left on the Rangers' power play. 0 for 1 on the night. They win the face-off, rotate the puck to Perreault, right side, back up top for Gavrikov. They'll softly play it to the left wing corner. Radish is on it, tried to leave it in tight quarters for Cooley. He's taken off the puck by Clevin, and it's shot all the way down. On the reset, it's Perreault. He'll wheel through center. Perreault gains the line, left wing, forced wide by Zub. Final seconds of the power play. Zetterlund out of the box. Cooley now to handle near corner. Cooley darts away from Montenpalo, turns, fires, blocked by Zetterlund. Now it's Radish, checked along by Zetterlund in the near corner. Radish tries to muscle the puck up the near wall, pinned along by Zetterlund. Jarred free by Cooley, and now Radish moves it back behind where it's intercepted by Zoo. And Zetterlund to stick handle through center, sidestep Cooley, walk in with a shot, knocked down by the glove hand of Shesterkin. What a save, having to readjust to his left on a shot against the grain. Igor Shesterkin with a terrific save to keep it 2-0. That's the 22nd shot of the night for the Senators with 3:47 remaining in period number 2. Rangers trail the Sens 2-0 here at the Garden. You're listening to New York Rangers hockey on ESPN New York and the MSG Radio Network.
There's a WrestleMania is coming, and SiriusXM Pro Wrestling Nation 24/7 is getting you ready for the Squared Circle's biggest event.
There's nothing bigger than WrestleMania.
Hear in-depth breakdowns of the matches.
Roman Reigns versus CM Punk is going to bring the house down.
Join the daily conversation.
The biggest fan favorites are all over this card.
The road to WrestleMania 42 is on Pro Wrestling Nation 24/7, channel 156, and the SiriusXM app. Historic hockey moments.
Mr. Hockey's final NHL goal, April 9th, 1980, the Hartford Whalers at the Montreal Canadiens.
Howe over the line to his father, son to father, backhand shot, they score! Number 9, Father Howe. And they're going to give him a standing ovation here in the Montreal Forum. A tremendous tribute to one of the most amazing athletes in any sport.
SiriusXM NHL Network Radio. Historic hockey moments.
The longest Game 7 in Stanley Cup playoff history, the New York Islanders versus the Washington Capitals at the Capitol Center, Saturday, April 18th, through to Sunday, April 19th, 1987, the game known as the Easter Epic.
6 other times when a game has gone into quadruple overtime, shots on goal are 74-52.
He scores! LaFontaine at the blue line here in the 4th overtime, winning the series.
SiriusXM NHL Network Radio. Historic hockey moments.
The Messier Guarantee. May 25th, 1994, the New York Rangers face elimination in Game 6 against the New Jersey Devils.
Under 8 minutes to play in the third and a 2-2 tie. Kovalov, save, rebound, score! Messier!
For the empty net, Mark Messier. Do you believe it? Do you believe it? He said we will win Game 6. He has just picked up the hat trick.
Never miss a moment on SiriusXM NHL Network Radio.
The neutral zone by Gabe Perreault. And he'll dump it in on left wing. Give chase against Clevin. Line him up on the forecheck. Puck comes free out of the corner. Zibanejad walks up the wall. Wouldn't it be something if he could pot one here tonight in game number 1,000?
Or 2?
Hey, you know, I start with 1.
Good point.
Zibanejad, he's boxed out along the wall by Gregg. Outlet pass. Cousins, burst of speed through the neutral zone. Dylan Cousins dekes to the backhand. Great save by Shesterkin with the blocker.
What a burst of speed by Cousins, and what a great lead pass, allowing him to build up speed and skate into it.
Cartier drops it. Miller, right side. He's shoved into the corner wall by Eller. Miller on the puck, and his pass too hot to handle for Borgen. Foot race. Warren Fogle on the puck, unable to steal it. Borgen strong on it, having to backpedal as the Rangers toss it out of their zone. I believe off of a deflection, though all 4 officials are going to get together to see if Mackey sent this out directly. And if he did, it's going to be the second delay of game penalty against the Rangers. And here's an announcement from Graham Skilleter.
New York 12, minor penalty, delay of game.
So if you had, the Rangers will have two delay of game penalties in tonight's game. You've made yourself some money, because that is something you don't see very often. Mackey got pressured, and he just chipped one. Obviously didn't intend to put it out of play, but it was the backside pressure from Fabian Zetterlund who forced it to put the puck over. Zetterlund has shown great speed and great dog-on-bone tenacity when it comes to taking pucks to the net, hunting loose pucks, and being on the forecheck.
There have not been many challenges for puck over glass, even though that's allowed now this year. And that one looked close, but the Rangers elect not to challenge. Ottawa on the power play here. Up 2-0. 2.5 to go in the second. Pass from Batherson to the far side. Broken up by the Rangers. Ottawa able to keep it in. Tkachuk goal line. He's canceled out effectively. Will Borgen was all over it. Reset by Jordan Spence, who will leave it for Batherson to build speed. Batherson through the neutral zone. Softly plays it down the left wing for Tkachuk. Shielding from Schneider. Hounding him in the corner. Tkachuk steers it around the board. Batherson locks together with Gavrikov. Puck comes free and it's forced out by Cartier.
Good push up the wall. Once again, Gavrikov on a really good read. Wins a physical battle and gets the puck chipped out.
Here's Tim Stützle building speed through the neutral zone. Dump and chase. Didn't retrieve it. He'll finish the hit on Robertson, but Robertson does the job in clearing the puck all the way down.
This power play for Ottawa has the look of let's get to the dressing room and get ready for period 3 look to it.
Full spin through the neutral zone for Pinto as he gains the line with Foegele on left wing. Pinto follows it all the way to the corner. Moves it up the near wall for Giroux. Half boards, plays it to the point. Clevin opens, passes. Pinto drags it away from Robertson, who challenges Pinto, the puck handler. Pass to the right wing corner. And Zetterlund back to the line. Clevin across for Pinto. Steers it down low. Giroux walks out goal line. Plays it back to Pinto across. Clevin, a blast. And a stick save by Shesterkin. Kept right side by Pinto. Stick handling. Lost his footing. Trocheck took him down. They're going to call a penalty on Trocheck. And he will go off, giving Ottawa a 2-man advantage for 5 seconds with 44 ticks remaining in period number 2.
New York 16, minor penalty tripping.
Ranger coaching staff didn't look so happy with that one after it was made. Trocheck closes up here. He did put the stick in the skates. It was a little bit more of Pinto stepping over the stick of Trocheck versus Trocheck actually committing a trip. But the Rangers will be down 3-5 with a quick face-off here for 5 seconds. So if you're Ottawa now and you want to capitalize real fast off the draw here, Tkachuk's going to take it. He's going to be on his side, left shot, left wing, and he's directing traffic behind him for a quick either scramble or directly behind him. But they want to get this puck launched fast.
Rangers 6 for 8 and 5-on-3 penalty kills this year. They win the draw, try to clear, cut off by Batherson. Mackey now out of the box. It's 5-on-4 with 35 seconds. Flipped across. Spence races to the right wing to keep the zone. Tkachuk pass to the circle, deflected on Spence. Now down the slot. Batherson shot, right pad saved by Shesterkin. Loose puck, Stützle behind the net. As the stick is knocked out of the hands of Shesterkin, Schneider moves it up the far wall. Miller clears to the red line. Quick up for Ottawa. Cousins on left wing, applies the brakes, support joining. Cousins, left circle, hands it off. 12 seconds left in the period. Stützle to Spence up top. Wrist shot tipped wide by Tkachuk. Picked up along the backboards by Mackey. Spikes it off the near glass. 4 seconds. Still time for Spence. Hands it off Stützle. Back to Spence. Time expires right before he released that shot. And it's blocked at the horn by Braden Schneider. Well, we've finished 40 minutes of play, and the Rangers trail the Senators 2-0. They have been outshot from the get-go. Only 4 on the board in terms of shots on goal for the Rangers tonight.
Okay, I'm going to sum it up for you in 2 ways. Number 1 is Ottawa looks like a team that desperately needs points, that is chasing a playoff position, and the Rangers don't. And the other side of it is Tyler Clevin is outshooting the Rangers. Tyler Clevin's got 5 shots on goal. The Rangers have 4. It's just been a really good, systematic, methodical clinic by the Ottawa Senators tonight, as they know that they are getting into playoff point territory with each win that they can compile.
It has been a historically smothering night for the Senators, as they have limited the Rangers to just 4 shots on goal through 2 periods of play. Hockey season's the perfect time to replace your old boiler with a new Peerless boiler. Don't wait until you have no heat. Go to peerlessboilers.com for a dealer near you. Peerless Boilers, the world's best built boilers. Coming up, our second intermission. Dan Grassa in the studio. Recap the numbers through 2 and bring you this date in Rangers history. You're listening to New York Rangers hockey on ESPN New York and the MSG Radio Network.
It doesn't matter if you're running drills at the ice, playing pickup on a Saturday, or scoring the game winner in overtime. When you compete with your friends with Michelob Ultra on the line, competition isn't that friendly. The trash talk, next level. And the stakes? Oh, those are crystal clear. With only 95 calories and superior smooth taste, it's the ultimate trophy. Superior is worth playing for. Michelob Ultra, Superior Light Beer, the official beer sponsor of the New York Rangers. Enjoy responsibly. 2025 Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri. 95 calories, 2.6 grams of carbs, less than 1 gram of protein, and 0 grams of fat per 12 ounces.
Peerless Boilers, the world's best-built boilers, are here to help with your heat and water heating needs. Hockey season is the perfect time to replace that beast in your basement, that old, inefficient boiler, with a highly efficient Peerless Boiler. It's a perfect match for homes, apartments, commercial buildings, you name it. Get all the heat you need efficiently and save on your energy bill all year long. Learn more about the entire Peerless Boiler family of products and to find a local installer near you. Just visit PeerlessBoilers.com and remember, Peerless Boilers, the world's best built boilers.
Looking for the perfect wedding band or ready to add something new to your collection? London Jewelers' annual wedding band event is happening March 26th through 29th. For 4 days only, receive 20% off all wedding bands, including the beautifully crafted 2x London collection. Schedule your appointment at londonjewelers.com and visit us in Americana, Manhasset, Wheatley Plaza, Glen Cove, East Hampton, Southampton, or the mall at Short Hills. London Jewelers Wedding Band event March 26th through 29th. Brand exclusions may apply. London Jewelers, celebrating 100 years of love.
Spring showers bring epic off-road adventures. So bring on the mud and bring on the spring at the Honda Spring Event. Honda vehicles are built for exploring. With the rugged Honda Pilot, Ridgeline, CR-V, and Passport, the road might stop, but you're not done. All from the 2025 Kelley Blue Book Best Value brand.
Contact your local Honda dealer for a great deal today.
Based on 2025 Consumer Choice Awards from Kelley Blue Book. Visit kbb.com for more information.
This is the New York Rangers Intermission Report. Now, here's Dan Grassa on the MSG Radio Network.
And we welcome into the New York Rangers' second intermission report. Dan Grassa with you. Well, not going according to plan tonight at Madison Square Garden, that's for sure. It's the visiting Ottawa Senators who are trying to spoil the festivities tonight. Mika Zibanejad skating in his 1,000th career game, had a nice pregame ceremony. But it is the Senators with a 2-0 lead after 2 periods of play, and they added to their lead in the middle frame. Warren Foegele, 12th of the season. It's 6:46 from Lars Eller. And that Ottawa forecheck, very aggressive, leading to another goal for the visitors. And how about Foegele? 3rd straight game with a goal, his 4th in the last 5, 5th in 9 games since being acquired by the Ottawa Senators, continuing to reap rewards. Now, the Rangers took some penalties in that middle period. Good thing is that it didn't lead to any more goals. JT Miller called for a double minor with a high sticking penalty that drew blood, but the PK was up to the challenge. Connor Mackey at 17:21 called for delay of game, flipping the puck over the glass. Rangers killed that off. While they were trying to kill off the Mackey penalty, Vinny Trocheck whistled for tripping at 19:16, so the Rangers in the midst of still dealing with that one. So when we begin the 3rd period, the Rangers will be shorthanded still for 1 minute and 16 seconds. But you look at the shots on goal so far in this hockey game tonight. The 2nd period, Ottawa with 13, the Rangers with 2. The 2-period total so far through 40 minutes, the Senators have 26 shots on goal. The Rangers have 4. To put that in perspective, Tyler Klevin of the Ottawa Senators is out shooting the New York Rangers by himself. He has 6 shots on net tonight. Rangers only with 4. The Rangers' fewest in a game this season is 13. That was back on November the 29th against the Tampa Bay Lightning. We'll see if they can approach that number. They got a lot of work to do, though, trailing the Senators. Could be a lot worse on the scoreboard. It's only 2-0. Igor Shesterkin has played very, very well tonight for the Blue Shirts, giving them a chance to get this offense jump-started to see if they can eat away at this 2-0 deficit. Grab your Blue Shirt bestie and get to the Garden on April the 4th to see the Rangers face off against the Red Wings. You and your friend will receive matching friendship bracelets and a $15 food and beverage voucher with each ticket purchased. Get your tickets by going to NewYorkrangers.com/BFF. Still more to do here on the Rangers' second intermission report. When we come back, we'll hear from head coach Mike Sullivan. And we'll continue to look ahead to period number 3 where the Rangers trail the Sens by a score of 2-0. And New York Rangers hockey on ESPN New York and the MSG Radio Network continues after this timeout.
Hey sports fans, when it's game time, it's Tully time. Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, the original triple distilled, triple blended, and triple cask matured Irish whiskey. During the big games this season, toast your friends and your team with a Dew and a brew, at home or at your favorite sports bar. Because when it's game time, it's Tully time.
Glasses up to enjoying Tullamore Dew responsibly. 40% alcohol by volume. William Grant & Sons, New York, New York.
Looking for the perfect wedding band or ready to add something new to your collection? London Jewelers' annual wedding band event is happening March 26th through 29th. For 4 days only, receive 20% off all wedding bands, including the beautifully crafted 2x London collection. Schedule your appointment at londonjewelers.com and visit us in Americana, Manhasset, Wheatley Plaza, Glen Cove, East Hampton, Southampton, or the mall at Short Hills. London Jewelers wedding band event March 26th through 29th. Brand exclusions may apply. London Jewelers, celebrating 100 years of love.
There's a lot of reasons why people buy at Ramsey Mazda. It's their selection, it's their customer service, and it's their savings. Lease a new 2026 Mazda CX-50 Hybrid Preferred with all-wheel drive for $259 for 36 months. Or buy with 1.9% APR for 36 months. Start shopping now at RamseyMazda.com. Choose wisely. Choose Ramsey Mazda. Call 833-853-2970 for lease details. VIN TN142673. MSRP $37,300. Zero security deposit. 1.9% APR for $28.60 a month per $1,000 financed. Ends 3/31/26.
Presented by Robinhood.
He crosses, spins, pulls up.
With Robinhood Prediction Markets, buy or sell your predictions all game long. No house odds, just you versus the market. Put your sports IQ to work. Trade every shot, block, steal, run, and moment that shifts the game. With Robinhood Prediction Markets, trade every play. Visit Robinhood.com/predict to start trading. Futures and cleared swaps trading involves significant risk and is not appropriate for everyone. Event contracts are offered by Robinhood Derivatives LLC, a registered futures commission merchant and swap firm.
More people trust their hearts to New York Presbyterian than any other hospital in New York. It's because New York Presbyterian has the most experienced cardiovascular doctors, treating a full range of heart conditions, from heart failure to valve repair, with the most advanced treatments. Find a doctor at nyp.org/heart. New York Presbyterian. New York Presbyterian Hospital, based on U.S. News & World Report 2025 to 2026 cardiology, heart, and vascular surgery rankings.
Here's a club you'll want to get into. Club Citgo. It's the super easy app that opens the door to great fuel savings and more. Sign up and instantly save 23 cents per gallon on your first fill-up, plus everyday savings that really add up. You can also enter our sweepstakes with multiple winners and giveaways, like free gas for a year. And Club Citgo makes paying easy with a convenient mobile pay feature. So welcome to the club where all the action is. Download Club Citgo today. Savings could up to 30 gallons, only at participating locations. Data rates may apply.
Dan Crossen back with here on the Rangers' second intermission report. 2-0 Senators over the New York Rangers. Warren Fogel's 12th of the season from Lars Eller at 646. An even strength of the second period, the game's only goal in that middle frame. Rangers fans, don't miss a moment off the ice. Catch ESPN New York on YouTube for all the New York sports talk you love weekdays, 6A to 7P. Subscribe now and stay locked in. ESPN New York is on YouTube. Well, if you're just joining us tonight, the 1,000th game in the career of one Mika Zibanejad. The Rangers organization gave him a nice pregame ceremony to pay tribute to that special honor. And earlier this morning, following the team skate, Coach Mike Sullivan talked about that achievement in itself and what it means when you reach 1,000 games.
You're in elite company when you get to that range. You know, most guys, there's a fair amount of guys that play in the league. We went through this exercise, I think, the other day when we were having this discussion about Mika, and my math's going to be off, but you'll get the gist. I'm sure you guys could look this stuff up, but I want to say there was something like, 1,500 players all time that played 500 games. So you think about 100 years of NHL hockey and think about, I don't know how many players have participated in over the 100 years. There aren't a lot of guys that play that amount of games, and I think it speaks to a few things. I think it speaks to, first and foremost, his passion for the game, his love of the game, and wanting to play and continue to be his best. I think it speaks to his elite level talent, because I think it's hard for guys, the guys that tend to reach those milestones are elite players from a talent standpoint, but they're more than that. They bring some of these other things that I'm talking about, the intangibles, his passion for the game, his willingness and his drive to do what it takes to keep his game at an elite elite level. His endurance and his durability through the course of season after season, all of those things I think add up to why he's able to accomplish this milestone. And not a lot of guys do. He's an elite company.
And that is Mike Sullivan on Mika Zibanejad. And speaking of Mika, we know he's celebrating his 1,000th career game, and we're commemorating this moment with exclusive gear. Mika merch is now available on shop.msg.com/Rangers. Other news for the New York Rangers over the last couple of days, well, that was them coming to terms on an entry-level deal with Drew Fortescue, the defenseman from Boston College, their third-round pick in 2023. So Coach Mike Sullivan, after yesterday's game, talked about a little bit what the plan will be moving forward as far as the young defenseman is concerned.
We're excited to have Drew. You know, I've heard a lot about him. I haven't seen his game a whole lot, obviously, but I've heard a lot about his game from Drew and Ryan Martin and those guys. Quinny spoke with Greg Brown, his coach at BC, this morning, and had a conversation around Drew's game, and we're looking forward to working with him. And what I will tell you is that I would envision him playing some games here moving forward, and we're excited to work with him. He has good size. He skates well. I think his defensive capability, his core strength, based on the conversations that I've had, he's got a little bit of edge to him. He's a competitive guy. You know, we think we've got to try to help him get a little bit bigger and a little bit stronger, as most young players. That's one of the challenges of making the jump in this league. But the attributes that he has, we're real excited about, and we're looking forward to working with him.
36 games with BC this season, 4 goals, 14 points. And after the morning skate today, Drew talked about joining the Blue Shirts.
It's been crazy. I got to meet the team yesterday at the game, and super lucky and fortunate. And it's obviously a dream to play for these guys, and I'm just happy to kind of get involved skating for the first time. It's been pretty special, and happy to be here.
And what's the experience going to be like for a Pearl River, New York native who grew up here, now playing for the Rangers?
Yeah, it's definitely pretty incredible. I mean, I kind of decided that I was leaving and got in the car and was able to just drive right back to my house, which is pretty crazy. And I got met by a bunch of my cousins and my aunts and uncles. They were all over our house by the time I got home from school. So it's definitely special being from around here, and it definitely makes everything super cool.
And what's the experience like? You sign your entry-level contract and then able to drive over to mom and dad's house. That's got to be pretty neat.
I'm pretty lucky for sure. I'm not sure how many people kind of ever get that chance. So coming home and seeing them and kind of giving them a hug as soon as all the news broke, it's something that I'll always remember, and kind of having them always there in my back corner to support me and anything I need is something that's really special.
And whatever type of game action you're able to sneak in here with the remaining time left on the schedule, how do you think these games will help you as far as next year is concerned, Drew?
Yeah, I mean, being around these guys, I think it's going to push me and kind of make me see what I need to work on. And I think that's something that I'm excited, and kind of having that opportunity to come here is going to be able to show me that as quick as possible. And I'm going to try and learn the best I can from all these guys, and then take what I've learned in this short time and use it into the summer to try and get ready for next year as well.
Certainly cool things, and we'll be seeing a lot of Drew Fortescue sooner rather than later. 2-0 Senators is our score at the end of 2 periods of play. Again, the Rangers just 4 shots on goal in the first 40 minutes of this hockey game. They're 6-26-3 when trailing after 2 periods. Ottawa 24-3-3 when leading after 40, and the Senators will have 1 minute and 16 seconds of power play time to begin period number 3. When this one is over, we'll be right back here for the post-game show, but coming up next, Alex Faust and Dave Starman, they've got period 3 for you. The Rangers in a 2-0 hole against the Ottawa Senators. And you're listening to New York Rangers hockey on ESPN New York and the MSG Radio Network.
This has been the New York Rangers Intermission Report. Blue Shirts Hockey is next. Here's what's happening on Sirius XM Sports.
The women's NCAA tournament completing its Sweet 16 today with top seeds UConn, South Carolina, and UCLA among those on the floor. We have all the action with channel assignments at SiriusXM.com/sports and all the breakdown of both brackets on College Sports Radio, Channel 84, and in the SiriusXM app.
Sirius XM Sports, wherever you are, your team plays here. Historic hockey moments. NHL Network Radio.
December 27th, 2000. Well into retirement, which included a 1997 Hockey Hall of Fame induction, and also becoming owner of the Pittsburgh Penguins. Mario Lemieux, 44 months after hanging up the skates, called it a comeback.
33 seconds into the game, Mario Lemieux will get an
assist in his first shift back. It is
SiriusXM NHL Network Radio. Historic hockey moments on SiriusXM NHL Network Radio.
After scoring 4 goals in Game 38 for his 45th on the season, on December 30th, 1981, the Great One Wayne Gretzky and his Edmonton Oilers hosted the Philadelphia Flyers in Game 39 of the season.
Gretzky, will he shoot? He does! He scores! Wayne Gretzky's 50th goal in 39 games!
SiriusXM NHL Network Radio.
Back here at Madison Square Garden, Alex Faust, Dave Starman here with you, moments away from the start of the third period. There is a dubious franchise record that could be at stake for the Rangers here tonight. They only have 4 shots on goal through 2 periods. The record for the fewest shots on goal in a game is 9 in a game at Detroit on December 11th, 1955. The Rangers will have to try and generate something. We're going to have to kill off a minute 17 on a carryover penalty to Vincent Trocheck here to start the third period. 1-0 for the Ottawa Senators. Their media relations department has put out a statement saying Thomas Chabot with his right arm and Lassie Thompson with a lower body injury both will not return to this game. So that means the Senators are down to 4 defensemen for the duration of this game. And the Rangers will see if they can take advantage of the lack of personnel on the Ottawa bench. Chabot, though, that is a gigantic loss for the Senators moving forward if that's anything long-term. A reminder, when it's game time, it's Tully time. Third period puck drop brought to you by Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, the original triple distilled, triple blended, and triple cask matured Irish whiskey. Be sure to grab a Tullamore Dew or try the all-new Tullamore Dew Honey during today's action.
I didn't notice towards the end of the second period, but something I will keep an eye on for sure here in period 3. It is really hard to run 4 defensemen for 20 minutes, so somebody's going to drop back. I'm just intrigued as to who it's going to be.
The Senators have had Curtis McDermott on their roster all year. Now, he's been a defenseman most of his career, but in the latter stages of his career, he's been used as a forward, but desperate times call for desperate measures moving forward to see if Big Mac, as they call him.
Yeah, if you could spend the whole period on the power play with 4 forwards and a D, well, like now you're cooking.
They'll at least start the third period with 4 forwards and a D, with Brady Tkachuk taking the center ice faceoff against JT Miller, and Miller wins it back, enabling Schneider to win this puck around the boards, captured by Giroux in the Senators zone. So still a minute for the Rangers to kill off, and it's Jordan Spence to bring the puck up ice. Giroux over the red line, handoff. Batherson to the left side. Tkachuk return pass. Batherson on the give and go. Couldn't settle it down out of midair. Spence now rolls it to the corner. Cut off by Gavrikov. He'll hoist it across. And Giroux will knock it down in neutral ice for the quick re-entry. Cousins stops up. Right wing. Flips it across on his backhand. Settled along the perimeter by Batherson. Feeds it down low. Tkachuk tried to pull and drag along the ice and could not get around the outstretched goal stick of Igor Shesterkin. The Rangers with the takeaway, and they clear.
If nothing else, Ottawa has been a passing team as we have seen play against the Rangers this season. I mean, they are almost perfect.
Shane Pinto slaloms through neutral ice. Wrist shot right on. Kicked out by Shesterkin. Gregg out of the far corner. Centering pass deflected on by Pinto to Zug. They'll roll it to the corner. Ridley Gregg rubbed out by Borgen. Puck comes free. Played to Spence at the line. Spence holding, passing Amadio. Centering feed. Blocked down by Borgen. Trocheck out of the box. Rangers have killed it off. And now Will Cooley to flip this one ahead. Zibanejad. Game number 1,000. Ceremony earlier tonight. Silver stick honoring Zibanejad. Rims it around the boards. Nobody on the other side. Rangers have to regroup.
He does have 25% of the Rangers shots on goal this evening.
That would be 1 out of the 4, unfortunately.
Yeah.
As the Senators outlet for Stützle in the neutral zone. Bodied up by Schneider. Well handled in the neutral zone by Braden Schneider, denying the entry. Now Gabe Perreault to send it around the boards. Juuso Parssinen on the opposite side. Bottled up along the wall. He's out there with Lafreniere and Perreault. Remember, Miller was killing a penalty to begin the period, so that's why Parssinen is on this rotation. Outlet pass Stützle. Down the middle, well defended by Schneider. Forced him to the outside as he begins a cycle now to Batherson. Rink-wide feed spin, steps up, looking for a stick on a shot pass. It's cranked to the corner, and it kicks to a Rangers stick.
Rangers are going to create on a quick counter here. Ottawa with a nice job taking away the middle of the ice on the forecheck here.
And here's Miller's shot on right wing, blocked to the end glass by Montempallo. Pass off the back wall by Hamilash. To Miller now, angles it to the point. One-timer by Mackey, blocked in traffic. Loose puck picked up by Cartier. Feeds it around the boards. Miller checked by Montempallo behind the net. Miller battling his way through it. His pass altered, kept at the line by Borgen. D pass, Mackey a wrist shot, perhaps looking for a stick. It deflects wide.
Mackey's been hunting the net with the puck all night. He's actually been really good in this area.
Miller turns it over, and Zetterlund is able to clear. Fogle will race up ice and chip this puck deep.
However, he just learned a lesson on not leaving too early on a scissor play down the wall because he almost got burned.
Stepping up is Gregg for the left circle. His shot carried away by Shesterkin. And now Clevin, a hard pass, too hot to handle along the backboards, rolls around to Zub. Now Gregg checked along the wall. It's going to be a whistle here. Miller is down. There is a penalty away from the puck. It's Artem Zub who throttled Miller, and now Mackey wants a piece of Cousins. And Miller is shaken up.
Miller has been banged up all year, was banged up to start the season, and takes a hard hit here.
Miller goes by the penalty bench and has a word for Artem Zub, and will turn and look back at the bench.
And we'll keep an eye on that one for when Zub gets out. Miller went in to Zub with a bit of a cross check. Oh, you know what? Zub hit him in a spot where you shouldn't, is really what happened. To quote my predecessor, Sal Messina, if Miller was California, he just got hit in San Diego. That was a Sal line. I was sitting right next to him when he said it.
That's an all-time classic.
That was a good one.
From Red Light.
That had Marv laughing, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I bet. Face off to the left of James Reimer for the Rangers. They're on the power play for the third time tonight. 0 for 2. Win it back. One-timer by Zibanejad after a pass from Fox off the right pad of Reimer. And it's forced back out to the neutral zone. So the Senators down to 3 defensemen after one of their 4 remaining takes a penalty. Now there could be supplemental discipline for that kind of thing. Perhaps in the form of a fine.
There could be other supplemental discipline in the form of Miller.
Well,
we'll keep an eye on that one, too.
That is yet to be determined in the next little while as the Rangers carry in on the man advantage. Played around the boards, Miller chips it to the back. Fox for Zibanejad, left circle, fakes, passes. Fox back to Zibanejad, one-timer. Reimer got a piece, looked like it might have been going wide of the cage. Zibanejad, top left circle, passes doorstep. Trocheck into the bumper, couldn't reach Lafreniere, sticked away by Clevin.
And the D's, 1D will change here. Montempallo comes off, Clevin stays on.
Pass up the middle, Zibanejad hands it off, right wing, Trocheck back to Zibanejad, angled pass, picked off by Stützle, and he'll get by his check. Stützle one-on-one with Miller in the attacking zone, centers Pinto, save by Shesterkin. Stick save on Shane Pinto, and that saves a shorthanded goal as the Senators once again possess. Stützle is offside after receiving an outlet pass from Spence.
Great break by Pinto, big time stop by Shesterkin as Ottawa comes in on a 2-on-1 shorthanded. But on the other side of it, what this allowed Ottawa to do was keep Clevin on the ice without having to do very much. So Clevin got about a 20-second break in the action without really having to move and not having to change. He was going to come off and get Montempallo back on and never really had to, because the last 20 to 25 seconds after Montempallo changed, Clevin barely moved and barely had to. Now he and Montempallo back out there, so Clevin mostly will go to 2 minutes here.
Rangers win the draw, and it's carried ahead by Perreault with speed down the middle. Pretty tight to being offside as he was entering right at the same time as Radish. It's Sherry from the near hatches, steps into the left wing circle, shot blocked, carried ahead by Amadio. Odd man rush, shorthanded for Ottawa. Here's Amadio over the line, right wing, centering pass, blocked down by a back-checking Gavrikov. 10 seconds left on the Rangers' power play. They get 2 shots on goal, but are again stymied They are 0 for 3 on the night on the man advantage. We played 5.5 in the third period. Still 2-0 Ottawa. Outlet pass up the right side. Edstrom steers it deep. Clevin is on it for the Senators. High flip back to the red line. Glove by Himelash. And he'll dart away from the oncoming Stützle. Pass down the left side from Robertson. Off the stick. Dribbles to the corner. Settled by Himelash. Check off his feet by Fogle. Bounced off the near boards. Robertson keeps. D-to-D pass. Schneider. Shot. Stick save. Reimer. Stützle now checked along the far boards. As it's carried ahead by Fogle, and Ottawa is offside. Fogle juggling the puck with Lars Eller at his flank. Just over 6 minutes played in the third period here at Madison Square Garden. It's been a tough one for the Rangers tonight, trailing the Ottawa Senators 2-0. 13:55 left in the third. New York Rangers hockey on the ESPN New York and the MSG Radio Network continues after this timeout.
Spring showers bring epic off-road adventures. So bring on the mud and bring on the spring at the Honda Spring Event. Honda vehicles are built for exploring. With the rugged Honda Pilot, Ridgeline, CR-V, and Passport, the road might stop, but you're not done. All from the 2025 Kelley Blue Book Best Value Brand.
Contact your local Honda dealer for a great deal today.
Based on 2025 Consumer Choice Awards from Kelley Blue Book. Visit kbb.com for more information.
With the NHL app, you can listen to every NHL game right from your phone. And with home and away broadcast feeds, you choose your way to listen. Whether you're at work, at the gym, or stuck in traffic, the NHL app puts you right in the action all season long. Every team, every game, everywhere you go. Download the NHL app and never miss a moment.
Want to earn extra income for your business? Amazon Hub Delivery is looking for ambitious business owners to assist with local deliveries. When you become a partner, you and your staff will deliver packages to customers in your area on a schedule that works for you. With each package delivered, you'll gain extra income and exposure for your business. Plus, Amazon Hub Delivery makes it easy to get started. There's no upfront costs, delivery experience, or long-term contracts required. Sign up to learn more at amazon.com/hub delivery. That's amazon.com/HUB delivery.
13:55 remaining in the third period. The Rangers, despite being outshot 28-7, 6 and change into the third period, still are within shouting distance of this game. Just a 2-0 lead for the Senators. We've talked about their situation. 4 points out of a playoff spot. Entering today, looking for their 8th win in a 10-game span. And they win the neutral ice draw and shoot it in around the boards. Braden Schneider is on it for the Rangers defensively. Flipped it to the near boards. Cut off by Gregg. Passes to the corner. Cousins in tight for Tkachuk on the touch pass. And he was closed down on at the last minute by Schneider. Rangers break out. Lafreniere on right wing. Plays it across to the left side. Collected off the wall by Robertson. Shoots wide off the backboard. Schneider holds the zone right side. Hard around Zibanejad. Will pick it up back of the goal to Lafreniere and rotate it up top Robertson. Now to Lafreniere. Shoots wide as he was looking to tuck that in blocker's side. Carried out by Tkachuk. He'll gain the red line and dump it in.
Ottawa, 28 shots, as you mentioned, complete territorial control in the game, and yet still Brady Tkachuk has not made a massive impact on this game. Ottawa's played really well. They haven't needed Tkachuk to be great.
Rangers carry in, centering pass, score! It's Connor Sherry crashing the net with the finishing touch. Ty Cartier with speed into the zone, and Sherry at the net front redirects it home. Just like that, it's a one-shot game. The Rangers trail 2-1.
Well, the Rangers get some transition here, and it's just something they've been looking for. Good first pass out, and they were able to pick it up with control. Cartier at the far blue line. It was a good long stretch pass. Cartier picked it up on the right wing side. He goes wide on the defenseman Spence. Sherry beats Pinto to the front of the net and taps home a slam dunk. And it is 2-1 Ottawa as the Rangers have cut the lead in half.
JT Miller should get a secondary assist on this as well. He was the one setting the pick in the neutral zone and getting a piece of that puck.
Right, the horn sounded just before the face-off happened. Officials conferring, the goal counts. I'm not quite sure what the hang-up was, but it is a good goal. And it's 2-1 round one. They were wondering if it went off the foot with a distinct kicking motion, but the goal is good.
That one would be a review initiated by Toronto. All goals are reviewed by the Situation Room in Toronto for that exact purpose. Cartier flying in on the forecheck, lowers the shoulder against Spence, goes after him a second time. Rangers trying to establish something in the attacking zone. Spence able to break it to Montempallo. Stretch pass up the left wing, jumps the stick of Stützle, and because it went so far ahead of him and rimmed around the boards, he didn't have the angle to the puck anymore, and they call an icing against the Senators.
And Ottawa, after giving up a goal, they try a quick strike here as they go for that long stretch pass. Reimer had the right idea here. Reimer had to stick out in the poke check mode in case Cartier had gotten to the net, but he didn't. The only problem with Reimer's stick was instead of being perpendicular to the goal line, it was parallel. That opened up the entire front of the net and really handcuffed him from going laterally. And we've talked about it. When you get Reimer going laterally, you got a good chance to beat him.
Senators win a D-zone draw, rim it around the boards back to the neutral zone, and they'll reset. Let's go Rangers up from the crowd at the Garden, who have expressed their frustration at times with the homestanding blue shirts, but Rangers just have made it a game with that goal from Connor Sherry, his 4th of the year. Dumped in around the boards, and it's Will Cooley to walk out of the corner. Cooley turns, fires from the blue line. Glove saved by Reimer, no trouble, a standing save. And that Rangers goal allows us to tell you the time of the goal, which is driven by Ramsey Mazda. The goal for the Rangers, 7:03 into the third period. Sherry from Cartier, and they give the secondary assist to Robertson, so perhaps Miller did not get the touch in the neutral zone. Time of the goal driven by Ramsey Mazda. Get more for your money at Ramsey Mazda, like a 2026 Mazda CX-5 or a Mazda CX-90. Choose wisely. Choose Ramsey Mazda. Face off near dot to the right of Reimer. It was Robertson who made that long stretch pass from the D zone. Miller setting the pick in the neutral zone, and then Cartier setting up Sherry for the tap in. Cousins wins this draw back in the Senators zone. Ottawa controls. Kachuk, long pass up the middle. Tried to outlet for Cousins. It wound up behind him, blocked down, and sent back in by the Rangers. Ottawa will try again. This time a rolling puck over the stick of Mackie. Cousins catches up to it, right wing, centering pass. Diving play by Borgen to break up a potential 2-on-1. Perreault spins one into the Ottawa zone, off a stick, collected and quickly fed out by Clevin.
Rangers play with a little jam now. When we get a whistle, I'm going to go back to that face-off that Cousins kind of won and explain what Zibanejad was trying to do there. It was interesting to watch.
Rangers in their own zone as they reset. Sherry holding, shooting this puck in. Around it goes. Cartier collides in the corner with Montempallo. Puck comes free. Eller now banks it off the near boards, and Zetterlund swats it to the red line. Fogle has his pocket pick from there. Rangers able to shoot it in once again. Cranked around the boards by Cartier. Spence to settle it down as he dodges the check from Sherry. Now Cartier hard on the forecheck. Miller joining as well, but the Senators break it, and it's lifted out by Eller. Will it reach for icing? No, washed out.
Ottawa's D's are changing quick. It's basically up, back, and off. Still going with 4D.
And how quickly that first pass is out of the zone each time, seemingly. They do not want to linger at all. Down to 4 defensemen after Shabbat and Thompson have both left the game and will not return. Rangers roll it around the boards. Clevin intercepts side of the trapezoid. Feeds Radish. And he'll send it down low now. Edstrom in pursuit. Clevin shielding. And Stützle with a high flip back to the red line. Rangers control neutral zone. Starting to turn the ice in their favor just a bit as it's shot in around the boards. Rangers make a full change. Now Zub and Clevin reset. Clevin, alley-oop for Amadio to settle it down at the attacking line. Sidesteps Borgen, tried to pass along the boards, intercepted by Trocheck. Now Borgen will outlet Hemelash, bumped into by Montempallo and separated from the puck. They moved Hemelash up in the order. He's with Cooley and Trocheck right now.
Rangers juggling some lines, trying to find a little jam, a little spark.
Matteo shoulder-to-shoulder collision, far half wall with Cooley. 9:20 left in the third period. Rangers trail the Senators 2-1. Still being limited to single digits in shots. Outlet up the middle for Pinto. It jumped his stick, rolled to the backboards. Cooley, meanwhile, back in the neutral zone, jousting with Matteo. Those two have words as it's cranked in from the red line by the Senators. Nothing more has come from that hit from Zub onto Miller. As Zibanejad will carry in. Pass for Perreault, left wing. Back for Zibanejad. His redirect point blank stopped by Reimer. Senators will counter. Cousins over the line. Drop pass Tkachuk. Waiting. Deking. Shooting off the pad of Shesterkin. Then he got to the second one on Cousins. What a save by Shesterkin as Cousins now handles back of the goal. Hands it off Tkachuk. Walks out in front. Centering pass into the skates of Craig, and the puck rescued by Schneider out of the scrum.
Ottawa defense not doing much in the offensive zone, basically holding their ground. It's amazing to watch their D right now. They are doing very little more than they have to survive the next 8 minutes.
Once again, Igor Shesterkin to the rescue for the Rangers. As an outlet pass from Robertson is deflected by Sherry, not deep enough. Fogle in a collision with Sherry, open ice, denying the entry. Eller on the counter, dangles, shoots, saves Shesterkin, and he covers. A big save off the dangle from Lars Eller as he split the Rangers defense. Igor Shesterkin comes up with the goods and keeps it a 2-1 game.
Oh, baby, what a pad save that was. Looked a little old school. Kick save and a beauty by Igor.
7:58 remaining in the third period at Madison Square Garden. Rangers trail the Senators 2-1. You're listening to Rangers Hockey on ESPN New York and the MSG Radio Network.
Build a championship fantasy baseball team with the advice of SiriusXM Fantasy Sports Radio.
Early round drafting, focus on players that can impact as many categories as possible.
Hear winning strategies and player projections from ex-big league general managers Jim Bowden and Steve Phillips.
I'm definitely going to take a position player with my first 2 picks.
Get ready for your drafts by listening to our experts drafts right now on the SiriusXM app, and catch all your fantasy baseball talk on Channel 87.
Historic hockey moments on SiriusXM NHL Network Radio.
April 14th, 2010, the Philadelphia Flyers join an exclusive club, the Hard Way.
History made in Boston tonight. The Flyers defeat the Bruins 4-3. They are the third team in NHL history to come from behind after trailing a series 3-0.
The hockey history continues. Never miss a moment on SiriusXM NHL Network Radio. Historic hockey moments.
March 2nd, 1993, Winnipeg hosts Quebec, where Jets forward Teemu Selanne is 3 goals off the pace of Mike Bossy's rookie record.
Teemu Selanne breaks it. He scores!
Ladies and gentlemen, as you're all aware, that goal by Teemu Selanne establishes a new NHL record for goals in one season by a rookie.
The Finnish Flash's record-breaking goal came in his 64th NHL game, and he would finish his rookie season with an overall 76 goals.
SiriusXM NHL Network Radio.
Rangers trail the Senators 2-1. 7:58 to go in the third. Rangers hockey on ESPN New York, brought to you by your local Honda dealers. Alex Faust, Dave Starman here with you. Face-off, Rangers zone. Miller wins it back against Giroux from the near dot. And around it goes. They'll outlet for Cartier up the right side. He'll deflect it deep. Giroux hip-to-hip with Cartier, who wins out. Chip to the line. Fox, rolling puck, settles from the right point, waiting, surveying, backpedaling, stick handling, faking, passing for Gavrikov. Shot into traffic, cut down before it could reach the Senators' net.
Terrific job by Fox to hold on to the puck to allow Gavrikov to pop out into a good spot.
Miller kicks it with his skate to Sherry. Rolled back around for a pinching Fox in the corner. Taken off his feet by Batherson. Batherson strong on the puck. Chips it to Spence. Fans wanted a penalty. They won't get one. And now Spence will handle. Spence starting away from the forechecking Connor Sherry. Rangers starting a change, and they'll back off. 7 minutes to go in the third period. 1-goal game despite what has been a one-sided night. This puck is deflected into the netting with 6:56 on the clock. Hockey season's the perfect time to replace your old boiler with a new Peerless boiler. Don't wait until you have no heat. Go to peerlessboilers.com for a dealer near you. Peerless Boilers, the world's best built boilers.
You know, the other night against Toronto, Ottawa came out and said, coaching staff and players, we really didn't like our first 10 minutes of the game. Then they got stronger and found their game, and they carried it right into this one. And the one thing that they have talked about is not having slow starts and having to chase games, considering that they are getting that much closer to getting into the wild card spot.
It should be noted the Senators are the best team in the NHL in terms of limiting shots on goal, only averaging 24 shots on goal against per game. That's the best mark in the league.
Well, they have the puck all game, right? I mean, we always talk about a great defense, a good offense, right?
That's the old Darryl Sutter point of view, is if you have the puck, they don't. Oh, big collision in the near corner. Cousins upended by Borgen, goes flying into the corner boards, pops back up to his feet. That was a hard hit into the wall. Lafreniere rolls it ahead. Trocheck canceled out in open ice, had the stick slashed out of his hands. He'll head back to the bench, take a glaring look at the referee, bark out his displeasure. The Rangers have it back.
He did more than enough to draw that one.
Zibanejad, wrist shot wide. Picked up by Spence, lobbed back to the neutral zone. Now Gregg is on it with Tkachuk on right wing. Tkachuk walks in, big save by Shesterkin, kicks it out with the right pad. Bouncing puck back to the front. Tkachuk will handle near corner, centering feed, broken up by Perreault. Couldn't be settled by Cousins, and now Zibanejad will dart out of the corner to take control.
You got to give Shesterkin a lot of credit. He has done everything in his power to not let this game fall apart, and he has given the Rangers every chance to win this one. They've got it to within one shot.
And this is where Ottawa, and you think about their season, the Rangers would love to play spoiler in a game where the Senators have absolutely dominated. Stützle circles around the zone and then gets forced out. Good stick by Cartier and the pressure to force him back to neutral ice. And the Sens back off. Gavrikov outlet up the middle, deflected away from Miller. Into the left wing corner, it dribbles. Sherry is on it, tried to square it up in front. It's cut off by Zetterlund and angled out.
3 years ago, Pierre Maguire was working for the Ottawa Senators, and he said to me, in 3 years, Detroit and Ottawa are going to be a load to handle because they were both building with young prospects, and you're seeing it manifest right now. Both of those teams playing very well.
But both of them are still not in as of today. The Senators entering the day 4 points back, and Detroit entering the day 1 point back. In ninth place in the Eastern Conference. Puck dumped into the right wing corner. Gemelas digging for it against Nick Cousins. 4:22 and ticking. Rangers down by 1. Puck chipped up in the air. Settled by Gemelas. Trying to shield from Montempallo. Pried out of there by Cooley. Turns, fires. Save Reimer. Puck on the blue paint. And the Rangers couldn't punch it home. Lifted out by Amadio. And play is stopped, and it looks like we're going to have coincidental penalties. Montempallo clipped with a high stick. Trocheck will be escorted to the box, but both of them will be sent off here. And now Brady Tkachuk wondering why there is an embellishment called along with the original minor that was whistled by the referee.
Well, the officials are starting to gather together here.
While they discuss this, let's pause 10 seconds to allow stations to identify themselves on ESPN New York and the MSG Radio Network.
Hey, this is Mika Zibanejad.
Hey, this is Adam Fox. Catch every Rangers game right here on 880 ESPN.
WHSQ and WCBS-FM HD2, New York.
So there are going to be 2 penalties on this play. 4:06 to go, third period. Rangers trailing the Senators 2-1. Vincent Trocheck gets whistled for a minor penalty, and he will sit. Montempallo will get an unsportsmanlike on the same penalty, on the same play, and he will sit. So as a result, those 2 penalties will cancel out. So we'll take a break and come back to Madison Square Garden. Actually, they're going to give a double minor to Vincent Trocheck. That's the call because I guess they consider an injury to Montempallo. They're still looking it over at the penalty bench, reviewing the high stick. So we'll step aside here. New York Rangers hockey on ESPN New York and the MSG Radio Network continues after this timeout.
There's a lot of reasons why people buy at Ramsey Mazda. It's their selection, it's their customer service, and it's their savings. Lease a new 2026 Mazda CX-30 2.5S preferred all-wheel drive for just $219 for 36 months. Start shopping now at RamseyMazda.com. Choose wisely. Choose Ramsey Mazda. Call 833-853-2970 for details. VIN TM108368. MSRP $31,435. Zero security deposit. Ends 3/31/26.
1 in every 6 men is likely to be diagnosed with prostate cancer in his lifetime. That's why New York Presbyterian wants to remind men over 50 to book a prostate cancer screening. A simple blood test is all it takes. It could save your life. Screenings are available across New York City and Westchester at locations near you. Schedule your annual prostate cancer screening today at nyp.org/cancer screening. Stay amazing. New York Presbyterian.
Experience the sophisticated taste of the best single malt whiskey in the world, the Macallan, founded in 1824. The Macallan is renowned worldwide for its extraordinary single malt whiskeys. Their outstanding quality and distinctive character reveal the uncompromised excellence they pursue. Whether your taste is sherry oak or double cask, the Macallan single malt whiskey is for you. Pick up the Macallan today at your nearest liquor store. The Macallan, the single malt whiskey against which all others must be judged. Crafted without compromise. Please savor the Macallan responsibly.
Let's clean up exactly what happened in the last couple of moments here. 4:06 to go in the third period. Rangers trail the Senators 2-1. Ottawa's on a power play. It's a double minor to Vincent Trocheck for high sticking. Martin Paulo, by showing up the referees, gets an unsportsmanlike conduct. You could interpret it as an embellishment if you want, but it's Trocheck who has to serve. And an extra skater over for the double minor as Edstrom skates over to the box. The result in this is a Senators power play for 2 minutes because the double minor and unsportsmanlike, half that double minor essentially cancels out.
And what's kind of comical on this is, once again, it's another Ottawa defenseman that's in the box, and once again, they are down to 3.
Right.
But with a power play, they don't have to worry about it.
Ottawa controls the faceoff. Spence from the left point rolls it around the boards, and it's Stützle near half wall. Stützle feeds it to the point. Spins to Stützle, right side. Pass down low for Tkachuk. Across the seam into the skates of Cousins. Cousins will gather along the wall. Flip one off the backboards away from Batherson, and the Rangers will control out of the near corner. Cooley wins the battle against Tkachuk to clear.
Nice job by the Rangers. Ottawa had a good look on a one-timer set up. But the Rangers, I've been really impressed with how well they've been in lanes tonight, killing penalties against Ottawa.
So here's Drake Batherson up the right wing with Cousins. Cousins off the handoff will shoot it around the boards. Intercepted by Miller as he gets position on Brady Tkachuk along the far wall.
The one thing with a lead late in the game and a power play is, even though you do want to score for sure, you know at the end of this thing you're going to put another 2 minutes off the clock, regardless of whether or not you got a goal, and you're still going to have the lead.
Dumped in around the boards by the Senators. Zetterlund going in hard after it along the backboards. He and Pinto converge to Robertson. Puck comes free up the middle, and it's carried out by Sherry, short-handed. Sherry stood up by Spence. And now Claude Giroux is on the loose puck in the Senators zone. Giroux will walk it up. 2:42 in ticking. Rangers trail 2-1. And it's Shane Pinto. Bank pass up the right side for Zetterlund, who fires it off the backboards. Handled by Cartier. Fires it to the blue line. Kept alive by Clevin, and then turned over to the waiting stick of Cartier. Parsonen now to guide it deep. In the dying seconds of the Senators' power play, he'll kill some more clock. Ottawa to handle. And again, they're leading 2-1. To your point, Dave, they're going to circle back in their own end. Circle the wagons and kill some more clock, because the game clock is as much their friend now as that penalty clock is. Outlet pass to the neutral zone. Intercepted, red line by Fox. Connects with Zibanejad, but it rolls away on entry. Now another intercept in the neutral zone, this time by Lafreniere. Zibanejad tags up. Lafreniere shoots it around the board. Shesterkin out to the top of his crease. Ottawa gets to the puck. Clears to Gregg. Neutral zone. He'll bank it ahead. Shesterkin has to retreat. Shots 33-8 in favor of the Senators. Tkachuk slows down the Rangers' breakout and then gets upended near board. Shesterkin to the bench. Extra skater over the boards for the Rangers. 1:37 to go. Dumped to the corner. Gregg bumped into by Zibanejad. Puck comes free. Perreault passes to the right point. Fox across. Miller, wrist shot. Glove save by Reimer. I believe Miller was making that more as a shot pass for Lafreniere, who was set up on the back door, but Reimer snatched it out of midair.
That won't be a shot on goal, and since you did the research, you should be the one to answer this question. The Rangers' record in their franchise history for fewer shots on goal in the game is
9.
They have
8.
Okay. Rangers call timeout here. David Quinn, who handles the 6-on-5 in the power play, will get the group together so they get everybody rested. Miller, Lafreniere, Fox, Cooley, Zibanejad were out there. They'll add one more forward, so it's basically a power play in one setup, but you're able to really stack a screen in front of the net and have a low retrieval. Faceoff will be on the left wing side. If you're the Rangers, obviously your number one goal, draw back, see if you can get a D-to-D quick while there's still a lane available, and it would be a shot coming from the right side. More than likely, it would be somebody like Fox.
Again, this is inside baseball at this point, but we've talked about that they've changed the criteria for a shot on goal this year. It actually has to be one that would have reached the 6x4. In this case, Reimer reached out with his glove outside of the perimeter of that space of the goalpost, and therefore it doesn't count. But that's all for later to document in terms of this game. For now, the Rangers with an empty net, trailing by 1. A 2-1 score. The Senators, despite dominating this game, only lead by 1. Miller on this faceoff against Giroux. Giroux wins it back. And Klevin along the backboards, hard around. Zibanejad sweeps after it. Partially fans, kept alive at the line by Fox, hustling to keep the zone. Rangers try to chip it up the wall. Senators will deflect it back to neutral ice. Miller to crank it back in around the boards. 1:09 remaining. Rangers trail by 1 with the empty net. Perreault behind the net, sweeps it to Miller, near side, up top for Fox, left point with the keep it. Down low for Miller, centering for Lafreniere, shot blocked by Zub. Cooley takes Klevin to the far boards, physical play by Cooley. Battled for by Perreault now at the half boards with Lafreniere joining. Lafreniere dancing along the perimeter. Giroux closes on him, separates him from the puck, and it's lifted back out. Fox tried to bank it ahead into the skates of Pinto. Fox gets it back. Rink wide pass, Zibanejad kicks it to his stick, dumps it in. Perreault gives chase, 33 seconds. Around it goes. Fox, blue line shot, glove by Reimer. He wanted to keep play moving, was skating behind his net, thinking about dropping it back into play, but the referee said, nuh-uh, you took too long with that. They whistle play down with 28.2 seconds to go.
And the Rangers have unofficially gotten to 9. That will not be a shot on goal. That was going to miss the net by about 1.5 feet. I think Fox was just trying to get that through to the front of the net, more for a tip. Ottawa has been really good defensively in this game. The Rangers have not been great offensively, and a lot of it has to do with Ottawa's speed and puck possession. To me, that has been the story of the game.
Face off to the left of Reimer. Lars Eller against Mika Zibanejad. Zibanejad wins it back to Fox. Now to Miller, left point. Fox, right side. Back to Miller once again. 20 seconds. Miller, shot blocked by Gregg. Puck out in front. Zub plays it to the near corner. Eller knocks Cooley off his feet. 14 seconds. Scramble for the loose puck. Hoisted out of the zone by Gregg. Rolling on edge. Dying towards the goal line. Icing called. 7.3 on the clock.
If you're the Rangers, you take your time to get to this faceoff. Miller's at 2 minutes and 16 seconds. ZBJ's at 2:10. And everybody else is right up there around 2 minutes. This faceoff will be on the right side. Zibanejad will take it with that long reach. He's got great ability to pull pucks straight behind him. Now they're checking the time real quick. It's 7:03 on the clock now. And it's been moved up to 10:03.
Wow.
I'm sure made Travis Green thrilled.
For sure. And they are holding play for a while here to get the clock reset. That's going to give the Rangers a chance to catch their breath. And now the referees are going to come over and say, wait a second, 3 seconds.
This is like a time. Now it's back to 7.3.
Yeah, I mean, that was a free timeout for the Rangers. After the icing, Ottawa wanted a quick change. Eller wanted to go over to the bench for a quick something. But he's been told to get back into the circle and take this draw against Zibanejad. Sticks down, puck drop, scrum. Eller wins it to the far boards, and it's chopped out of the zone, and that will do it. The Ottawa Senators with a crucial 2 points as they defeat the New York Rangers 2-1 here at Madison Square Garden, outshooting the Rangers 33-9. And unofficially, it ties a franchise record low for shots on goal in a game. The Senators came close to giving this one back in the third period after a push by the Rangers to tie the game. Connor Sherry with the only goal for the Blue Shirts here tonight. But a game that the Senators absolutely had to have. They win this game 2-1 over the New York Rangers.
So a good road trip for Ottawa. It's everything that they needed for the Rangers. This is an effort. If you're the coaching staff, this is an effort that is perplexing. Because, yes, Ottawa was good, and Ottawa was fast. And Ottawa possessed the puck for a good chunk of the game. But for the Rangers, there were just long stretches of time where not a lot happened. And I know that Mike Sullivan has talked about the Rangers not being that volume shooting, shoot from everywhere kind of team. They have more of a design plan as to when they want to put the puck to the nets to make teams defend the broken shot. But this was one of those situations where you needed to put the puck more on goal just so that it was in the paint versus on the perimeter.
Rangers lose to the Ottawa Senators here 2-1 at